You are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life.
You are the pillar.
Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life.
I said, Jesus, unibu kalabati sinduwe. Nibu kalabati sinduwe. Ojo biende, nibu kalabao. Nibu kwa kalabano. Nibu kwa kalabati sinduwe. Ojo biobi ko nibu kwa kalaba. Chika nide nibu kwa kalabao. Nibu kwa kalabati sinduwe.
All right, thank you very much, people. We're back again. We're back again. So I would like to start hearing from our panelists right now. Let's hear from them, and then we're going to have a second segment. Then we can take on Rufai, so we can talk about all of them properly. So let's leave everything that we showcased so far on Judiciary and Rufai. Remember, I say Rufai, our Rufai, Oseni, different from Rufai, the satanical. Make una know. Okay. All right. Let me come to the first person on the panel. Thank you very much for your patience with us. Is Mr. Chuks Obibweze. I would like you to talk to us in 8 minutes.
And I thought it was me that was the first.
Oh. No. It was not you.
It was me.
I
Of
called
course.
you first.
No, it was her.
Really?
Yes, I called
it was Sister Rita. It was Sister Rita, Mr. Evis.
No, not be he. You don't know. Not be
it was she. You called her first when she opened her camera.
Don't argue with me, sir.
Okay.
Don't
Go
argue
ahead,
with me.
Mr.
Don't know how it works. Hold on. Yes, mute yourself, madam. Let me explain it. I deliberately call her first because I know I just wanted her to off her camera. Then, as she don't off her camera, if you see the way I send people to the panel today, now who fair put on camera and who fair off camera, now I put it on the panel. So not be as you take confessed. So, I mean, understand what I do for you. Thank you. It was Mr. Shooks, then followed by Busy Brace before Madarita. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Shooks or Bibo, please talk to us. And good evening to you. Talk to us 8 minutes.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Niger Watch. Good evening, fellow panelists. Good evening, our viewers and those on the comment section. Wow. I will quickly start with Mr. Magnus Raka. His video was so explanatory. We don't have to, think where are we gonna get word by word from Mr. Rufai. It's a Nigeria. Nigeria is, I don't know if to use this word is right. It's an ungoverned space. That's give the right to the likes of Mr. Rufai to come and tell us what we don't want to hear. This is what they've been playing. This is the reason why they refuse to allow our northern brothers and sisters to go to school. This is the exact thing. It is nothing more than the political gains. Look how he was tossing and using their brains. And this is why people, I don't blame people who question them being Nigerian, because you cannot be a Nigerian and the people are coming to tell you that you mean nothing, absolutely nothing, because that is what he's telling. Especially it's when I listened to that video the first day, I understand everything he said. It's so painful. For imagine if I live in Kaduna today and he's telling me this kind of a thing. What kind of mindset do you think I will have? And this is why when people question their Nigerian identity, you begin to agree with them. Look, it's not just Rufai. It's happening all over Nigeria. Today, the Lagos state is saying they're going to pass a law and they're going to make it in Yoruba. That is what they said. Passing a law that says Lagos belongs to the Yorubas. And from henceforth, all the laws they will make in Lagos state will be in Yoruba. And the people are questioning, how can you be a Nigerian and the people are telling you you don't have right to be here? Come on, Nigeria, I don't know. It is so painful to be a Nigerian right now. It's so painful. When I was watching that video, I almost cried. Because how can I be walking the street of Lagos and you telling me that people are saying the Lagos is no man's land? How can you even who is even saying this apart from the politicians? And this is the same game Rufai is playing, trying to spike us. But thank God for the understanding of Nigerians, because we have seen and known the people who are doing this. It is no any other person than the politicians. It is painful. And I'm sorry for Nigerians living in Nigeria, because I don't even know how I can feel if I'm in another state other than the one that they gave me, that is my place. I don't know how I will feel. It's so annoying. Thank God for the likes of Magnus Oraka, who come out to make it clear, and some northern pastors who have come out to say it as it is, not minding what the Christian Association came out to say. I don't really want to talk about the Christian Association, because I don't classify myself as a Christian with where they're behaving. I don't classify myself as a Christian, because all I know is human being, not religion. This is why it is important for the likes of Magnus to continue to do the good work they've been doing. And I use this opportunity to say thank you again, Mr. Magnus, because the likes of you are opening the eyes of Nigerians. I didn't know you from yesterday or day before yesterday. I've been following you, and your message is consistent. Please keep it on. Continue, because that is where we find ourselves, and we must find way to come out of this quagmire. Yeah, I will quickly go on to the happenings in the court today. Wow. If one of their employee come out to give the kind of evidence he gave today, it shows that the case that's not even to speak about this. The case is already done and dusted, because this is somebody who have that knowledge, who is there when everything is happening. AWS, anybody can access it. We use it here. So you cannot come and tell us that, oh, because it's a Nigerian thing, it doesn't work. This is what government all over the world use, because it's one of the most secure server in the world. It's one of the most secure server in the world. So all the stories they are telling us they are about to attack or this or that, it doesn't make any sense. And that is why they are running away from handing over materials, because there's nothing that happened, nothing that made them switch off that. People can come and attack. There's no website you open today that attack is not going on it. There's always an attempt. Imagine where government spent billions to build their walls, and you come in to tell us that there are so many attempts. That's why you switch off the server. Thank God for the people. You see, Nigerians, they are ready now to save themselves from all this kind of nonsense. This is unheard of. That somebody who participated in an election, or even in one activities or the other with this devilish government, will come out to testify against them. That shows that a new Nigeria is not only possible, it is happening. A new Nigeria is happening right now. It is not we're not even thinking about it. We are in a new Nigeria whereby everybody is determined to do the right thing, except very few individuals, very few devilish individuals. It makes people mad. And that is why we are all coming out now to do the right thing. I yield here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chuksobibweze. Thank you for that wonderful submission. Yes, I saw that video and article concerning the Lagos State House of Assembly. Ah, God. Now, wow. That country, they think some things that is happening there, then you beginning to ask yourself, what is happening? They put on for your eye, say that's so it's supposed to be. You listen to what Oraka was saying, although he was generalizing, I'm not a supporter of that. But if you say some of them, yes, I agree. Thank you very much. I would like to move on to Madam Busy Brains. Thank you very much for your patience with us. I would like you to talk to us in 8 minutes. Good evening to you once again.
Oga Elvis, please, I've got a bit of an emergency. Can you?
Okay, I'll come back to you then. I'll come back to
please.
you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Yeah. All right. Moderator, finally, there is your turn. I beg, talk to us. Okay, Moderator, I be like say you're not there available.
Hello?
Might go next to the
I'm
next
here.
person.
I'm
Might go
here.
next to the person. No, we're not there. You want to go to the next person.
You're not hearing me. Good afternoon, Nigeria, Mr.
Thank you
Nigeria,
very much. Good
Mr.
evening to
Elvis,
you. I
and
respect you.
everyone in the panel and comment section. Mr. Elvis, thank you for responding to that. The person who asked the question about why is Peter Obi bringing out all the documents, including the states that he won. I'm very happy you responded to that because I've heard some people say that too. I also want to add that, Peter Obi said, if you want to be called excellent, the process in which brought you to that seat should be excellent. So that's why he wants to make it excellent. And that's why he has to go from top to bottom. Every crevices of the electoral process is what he wants to bring out. So he would earn the word excellency. So people need to understand that. But I just want to say thank you for explaining that.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know because of the last comment you made about what the Lagos House of Assembly. Listen, all these divisive methods that's going on in the country, about tribe or religion or whatever. If that is the stance they want to take, I am one of the advocates for so many years, um, of preaching that the NYSC should be scrapped. The purpose in which it was created has surpassed it. In fact, it has surpassed its purpose. So, if they are going this route now with religion and tribe, the political class, then the NYSC should be scrapped. Because that's one of the basis of why it was created by Obasanjo, I think 1979. It should be scrapped because there's no unity, there's no integration. That's one of the key elements of why the NYSC was created. Going further on Mr. Magnus Oraka's expose about the midget of Kaduna's, the nonsense he was saying, from what I gathered, I would say that the midget of Kaduna, it's so obvious that, sometimes God can make your enemies start to confess. And there's a purpose on why he was confessing. Apart from the fact that he's a midget, he's also a tattletale. And, the way President Olusegun Obasanjo described him, it's now that it's actually manifesting the physical of the kind of person the midget of Kaduna is. I'm not going to mention his name because he's not even worth it. It is. I think from what he was saying, he was acknowledging that the existence of the Christians, in Kaduna. He was also acknowledging that, of course, they vote, and then he was also acknowledging that if you don't want to vote for us, when I mean us, the Muslims, we still have control anyway. So regardless of whether you vote or not, we still have control. It was also establishing the fact that we will try to make it a unifying or a fair playing deal, but we'll also let you know that we'll give you the crumbs, and then you have no right to complain because we are the one that dictates the tune. And then, and it's obvious that, I mean, for someone to say that the Muslims will have, obviously, the Muslims will have more attention, than the Christians in Kaduna because of, some religious affiliation and the process in which they hire and fire people who are working for the government is on the basis of religion. It's very sad. And like Mr. Magnus Oraka, God bless that man. Um, I'm happy he said that. There's something that he said, like, why is this man still standing? Well, it's obvious when the country where, the oligarchs and the caliphate dictates the tune, unfortunately, because as far as I'm concerned, that is a hate speech. That is a hate speech. And this is exactly what Hitler did, and that is what turned out to, millions of people crying for just for somebody's stupid and obtuse-minded ideology. And that is exactly what the midget of Kaduna is doing. Well, it's unfortunate. Mrs. Magnus Oraka just said everything, and I'm just happy. I'm happy that the midget of Kaduna is kind of confessing, and I'm trying to always look at the positive side of when you see something negative, because it is out there for us to learn. It's out there for us to tighten our boots, and it's out there for the tribal bigots to open their eye that it's not just about tribe right now. There's a certain group of extremists, who want to religious extremists like the immediate of Kaduna, wanting to use you, cajole you by all means, because the basis of what he's doing is just for his religious sake. I'm not even hearing anything about development. It's such a very backward ideology, such a very, I don't know, because I don't know how to explain it, because in countries like Dubai. I'm saying UAE now, Dubai, because that's most the closest place to where a lot of Nigerians go to spend their money. I don't think the ideology is streamlined this way. So it's just unfortunate that we have come to this level. Like they say, how do we get here? We got here from step one, from the likes of the midget of Kaduna. And going by, I'm just trying to be fast, going by what the software engineer, what happened in the court. From what I can establish, there are two things here: the INEC lawyer and the APC lawyer. The INEC lawyer, I think his questions, he was just trying to outsmart the software engineer by going round and round, asking the same questions in different formats. I think he was trying to establish the INEC lawyer, based on the questions that I was hearing. I think he was trying to establish, the fact to know if the software engineer understands um, the beavers and the way the back end server was working, and also his direct or indirect involvement in the electoral process, as well as software creation pertaining to the Nigerian election process. That's just what he was trying to establish. And as for the APC lawyer, I think he was trying to undermine the legitimacy of the software engineer's profession and his career. And that's why he kept going back and forth about, are you an engineer? Are you an architect? I mean, those are just very nebulous questions as far as I'm concerned. And another thing about this electoral process is it just one weakness for the day. I know the media you played, they said there were other things that happened in court. I think our electoral process is quite cumbersome. It's very, very, it's lagging, it's slow. And I think this thing is born out of the fact that, the games that it looks like a game to me, with all due respect to the hardworking Labour Party lawyers, that have to come in now every day. It looks like a game in terms of what the judges are doing. You have one or two witnesses and you submit documents, is accepted, and it's like adjourned to the next day. Even if they're trying to assure them or give them this notion that weekends we are there, or June 12th democracy they were also there. To me, the entire process is cumbersome. What is the big deal? Okay, they submitted all these documents. How long is it going to take you to go through these documents? Okay, how many other witnesses do they have? And then even the 25%, I'm not hearing that. The legitimacy of the candidacy of Agbado, having the dual citizenship, the Guinean passport, those things. I don't know. I think they just want to drag it to, like, let it get to the 180 days. It's shameful. It's shameful, and that's just one. There's just one itch over there. I'm trying to scratch, but I don't know where to scratch. There's an itch somewhere in the whole process of what I'm seeing on a daily basis. And then finally, I mean, however, whatever it is they're doing, we are heading to the mountaintop. I know that for sure. And I'm just looking past this tribunal. I'm just looking at, the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court would determine all all the sacrifices all of us are making, and the sacrifices Peter Obi is making, everyone, every obedient is making, but definitely we are getting to the mountaintop. I would just say that I hope not that whatever happens, this tribunal will be in favor of Peter the Rock Obi. It will be in favor of Nigerians, obedient Nigerians. And when you get to the Supreme Court, I think with all the evidences, I would say, I'm not going to say with all due respect, because the Supreme Court judges are corrupt. Because if the chief judge of the nation can make this drug baron swear to be the president of Nigeria, it's a shame. It's a slap on the judiciary system, But I'm just looking at them like, if it gets to that point, they may say they may do a rerun, because they cannot dare to say that this man has to leave there because he has paid all of them allegedly. And then for the net media, about these numbers going back and forth, it's quite embarrassing and shameful that simple collation of numbers, it has become a Herculean task, for professors and people that you think is so sad. All I can say is that corruption has made a frog look like the golden prince. It's just a shame. Thank you very much, Nigeria Watch.
Wow, thank you very much, Madam Rita. I don't know how you compiled everything inside under 8 minutes. No, this is good. I like
You said we
this.
should be fast now. All my lips are paining me because I'm talking very
Well,
fast.
you touched everything. You touched everything. I didn't say if you touched everything before. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right. I would like to go to the fourth person on the panel, which is Madam Patricia. Madam Patricia, good evening to you once again. Please talk to us. 8 minutes.
Evening.
Madam Patricia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening. And good evening
Good evening, madam.
My co-panelist. Good evening to you all. Yes, Oraka is a blessing. Thank God for someone like him, um, who has passion to see Nigeria work. These are people that give us courage to continue to fight. I'm inspired when I hear him. When I hear his the the confidence he have in seeing Nigeria work again, and for him to break down that piece of this so-called terrorist, you know, for us to understand what he was really saying. I think that was a great job done by him. But I'm not surprised, you know, that he's coming out to spill out what is in his heart. It's not just his heart, it's the heart of the majority of these cabals or the caliphs, modern caliphs. So it's what they teach in their mosque. It's what they teach them. I'm not surprised at all because the whole institutions are taken up by them. It doesn't go by merit; it goes by nepotism. It's based on nepotism. That's how they give people offices in Nigeria. The fact that they believe that they are born to rule and the rest are supposed to be their subservient to them, it's appalling. It's what is really this. It makes me want to throw up. Because I can't see me as intelligent as I am. These people that does not even have the this they don't even have that competence to compare or to compete with the list of the people coming from the south, and yet they are the ones telling us that we are supposed to be subservient to them while they rule. I mean, it's a slap on all our faces. And if the so-called leaders in the south, and southeast, and some in the southwest are not waking up to this challenge, to steer this boat to the direction that it should go, instead of this direction that is headed now. And I think we all have failed our generation to come. And we cannot allow that. That's why we cannot just keep quiet. We got to do something. It's not strange. It's not only in Nigeria they do all these things. You can see it even when you go to embassies here, in Europe, in America, in anywhere you go. All you see is them. You don't see other tribes. Even if other tribes are there, they are just maybe at the front desk. That's where they are. Reception. Nothing more. So what are we saying? This thing is right, in our faces, day in, day out. But thank God for Mr. Peter Obi, who has come to challenge the status quo, has come to decide that he wants to bring a change. And he has his courage, his tenacity, and his zeal to see Nigeria work has bettered me and you, and bettered a new hope in us to see Nigeria truly work again. Nigeria that is good for all. Whether you are from the north, the south, the west, the east, it makes no difference. Nigeria that is based on merit. Merit. No wonder the country is in a jumble. Why would it not be? When you take people when you put people in office because of, favoritism, they are not qualified for the job, but yet they have the job. They don't have the expertise for the job, yet they are sitting at those places, receiving millions and millions of naira, and not getting the job done. So that's what has led us to where we are. And it's good that is coming out to say it, because if people like us, we've been saying these things, but people will think, oh, no, it's not like that. But I thank God that, the wolf removed his sheep clothing that he's been wearing to deceive. I pray that with this, we have to start having another plan. We have to. It's a negotiation. We must dare to look into these things. These are not just made threats. They are happening every day around us. It takes only people that are blind that will say they have not been seeing it, they have not been noticing it. But I have noticed it. I have been questioning it. Why so? So it's not strange to me, but we need to do something. The courts, yes, the judges, the submission of the document and admission of it, they should speed it up. That's what I would say. It's good where we are, that at least we've come this far, but they could do better. They need to start addressing, the issues based on facts, because there's a lot of there's enormous of evidence. They don't even need to wait till there are many. They don't need to they don't need to use these old days. The days they not need to elapse for them to now say, okay, that's when they want to draw the conclusion. They can do it already because they have all the evidences they already required. There's so much already that they can base their judgment upon. So they should, just speed the process and let everybody, be at peace. So that's what I would tell them. They should do the needful and let us move on. And if this agenda that they have, I know it will continue, so Nigerians need to start thinking of what to do about this constitution of a thing. The constitution, that Nigerian constitution must be scrapped and rewritten if Nigeria is going to be as one country. Otherwise, I don't see any basis of it, because everything is about. That's where all the shenanigans are, where they've crafted out how they are going to divide Nigeria, divide everything. So if that constitution does not change, I can't see one Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Patricia. Thank you very much for your submission. Guys, please, I can see that some of you stopped liking. You know, currently we have 600 likes. Can you press on the like if you know you're watching us right now and you're supporting a new Nigeria? Please press on the like button, the thumbs up, supposed to do that. And please make use of the dollar sign. Click on the dollar sign, support us. We also have a Nigeria account number and a PayPal. So I'll be posting that shortly while I call on another panelist. I'll be posting that on the comment section. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Continue to press on the like button. I can see it's still there. Nobody's pressing on it at all. Okay. I'd like to call on Shawclick. Shawclick, thank you very much for your patience. Good evening to you once again. Please talk to us 8 minutes. Shawclick, you are not there. You are not answering me. Can you hear me? Shawclick? Okay, you're not there at all. You're unmuted. Not that you are muted. You're unmuted and you're not talking. It shows something is wrong. If you leave right now, I'm not sure if you can make it back, but I want you to sort that out while I call on the next person first, then I'll come back to you. Mr. Edwin, good evening to you, sir, once again. Thanks for your patience. Talk to us 8 minutes.
Thank you very much, Naija Watch, fellow panelists. Comment section, I greet all of you. Yeah, we thank God. I think today discussion is just like awareness lectures, like what the great man break down as that's Mr. Oraka. For those who do not really understand what is being built up, the momentum that is being built up within some of the few Muslim leaders who want to take Nigeria into total anchor stage. So now, from what we understood, he now believes that it is good for the Christians who want to vote for them should vote for them. Those who don't want to vote for them, they know they've been able to win more souls into their religion. And as a result of that, they do it and then forget about how the well-being of the Christians that is with them. I will not say in North, because this thing I know is spreading gradually to all over loops and corners of Nigeria. The comment from Rufai, like we discussed about it yesterday, is the same thing Buhari was doing. We saw all these things in action, but people did not want to take cognizance of it because, the fire was not burning yet. And now it has come again. And I will tell you one thing, these people, they have forgotten that as a governor, he took oath to protect, defend the life and the property of the state, provide security for all the people of the state. But he now forgot that he's not being secular now. Try to deal with some few, because the other ones are not important because they are not, you didn't think they are voting for you. So some of us will always say, not all of them, not all of them. But when these people are now trying to distribute the government finance according to him, do they now realize that not all of them, that it's not all the Christians that vote for Christian candidates? No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. So it's painful with the way things are going. And I'll beg most of us to understand that this thing is sensitive. And for me, like I have said yesterday, I'm repeating myself, this man's message is just to pass message, a corrupt message to the judiciary, to the judges right now in this election tribunal. That's what he's trying to do. Because these people, there are ways they pass message that you will not get where that message is meant for. Because there's one thing I have noticed. Most of these people with their religion, once one of them said this, the whole of them, they try to obey it because they believe it's from the Almighty. That is the way they operate. But you will say to people, not just a mere thing, but it's not mere. To them, it's not a mere thing. So I want people to understand that this thing is a serious thing. And with what he has just said, from the breakdown, we understand that that's exactly what Lagos people were trying to do. That is, those people, the APC people, were trying to do in Lagos. If this one, I mean, Lagos was not on Christian basis, I mean, on religious basis, but it was on a tribal basis. It's the same thing. Draw the comparison, you will understand that this is exactly the same thing, but in different directions. It's coming from different directions. You are not an Igbo man, you are not a Lagosian, you are not a Yoruba man. This is exactly the same thing. Only the Muslims, some of them are trying to use their religion to do what they want to do, and why these ones want to use tribal to do what they want to do. So we can understand that it's pointing to the same thing. A little or no difference is what we have there. And the continuous adjournment in this case, I want most of us to understand that this is as a result of INEC starving the LP lawyers with vital and important documents which they refuse to give to them. So if you watch everything, in most cases, LP lawyers, they want to make them look as if they're incompetent, they are not capable. But anytime these lawyers get what is important, they will not go and liaise it with what they've got before. Because it's like they were giving them bit by bit. It was not comprehensive. So when they'll go and pay it with what they have, and then they'll not come back again to come and say, we have something new. That's exactly what is happening here. This is why, and they are the INEC, the APC, and the so-called their candidates, they are the ones applying these things to look as if they don't know what they are doing. They look as if they were not responsible for what is happening. And when they come to court, they want to complain that this thing was not raised before. But you serve, you deny these people these vital documents to be able to do their job in a clean way. You refuse giving it to them. Now, whatever they get, they have to adjust what they have before in their presentation. They have to change most of things. That's exactly what's happening now. So they should take it the way they see it. They shouldn't complain. They shouldn't complain. That is the so-called APC, their lawyers, and their so-called candidates that represented them in the just past concluded election. That's my own take in that. So when we now say, for me, I would say we should start to pray so that the whole thing will go in our favor. Like I have said, Nigeria, you cannot trust what they can do until the last minute. And then another thing again, with the way the whole thing are going, like I said, a week after this thing was declared, I said in this same Nigeria Watch that there's one game they're going to play. They might swear this man in, give the judgment to our party, to PO and the Labour Party with obedience. Then because if you look at this, it's not active right now so much with this election tribunal. Then he will not go and rubbish the situation at the Supreme Court. This is a game they are already laying. If you understand how things work in Nigeria and you move with some of these people, you understand their game plan. You will get it outright. And I analyze it like that. They will not give him at the election tribunal, and they'll go and rubbish him at the end. So this is exactly how I'm seeing it. These people believe on their own. If you look at it, even here in Europe, they will tell you their children cannot eat pork in the school. They cannot do this. Their children must put on punjab. But in their place, Christians are not allowed to carry Bible in some of their places. They are not even allowed to carry Bible. So, and again, let me quickly, because I want to try and cover out that of Rufai. All of us have to pray for Rufai because
Excuse me, sir. I have not presented it, so you cannot talk about what I have not presented. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much. So, now let me just round up from this.
Your time is over. Your time is over. Thank you. Everybody kept to their time. God bless you, sir. All right, let me come to Michael Abba. Thank you very much, sir, for your patience. Good evening to you once again. Please talk to us. 8 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Niger Watch. Can you hear me?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, we can. Thank you very much, sir.
I want to greet all members of the panels for their wonderful submissions that they've been carrying on. Even though I'm not in the panel, but I will always be listening to all the move of the day that is going on daily basis. So I want to thank all of you for your wonderful job. May the Almighty God continue to grant each and every one of you the peace and the patience to finish this journey peacefully in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Looking at, let me start with the tribunal. Looking at the going at the moment, actually is very pleasant to look at. And I just want to thank the wonderful witnesses that were presented to the tribunal today and their own contribution. We are really moving on fine, but what I've actually said right from day one is that I will not want to be taken looking at the situation that is going on at the moment, that everything is going smoothly with the judges, that is the tribunal judges and the OB judges. I thank God for that. But one of the things that is making me not really to have that confidence on the judiciary, the handwriting on the wall is very clear. Everybody is saying it. Why I am not just having that confidence on that judiciary is the same judiciary that kept on adjoining the hearing or whatever that was going on. And then finally they paved way to that 29th of May when Tinubu and his vice were sworn in eventually. And this is one of the things that we're trying to guide against, to make sure that the case is disposed of first before we know the rightful person that's supposed to be sworn in. But the tribunal kept on adjourning and paving way for that 29th of May's swearing in ceremony, which actually took place. That made me to feel very, very uncomfortable and not to have that confidence on the judiciary. Anything can go in that country. But I pray that with all the submission that is going on, which is completely white, that everybody is seeing, I'm just praying to the judiciary that they should do the rightful thing and let the rightful owner take his position. Before things can be streamlined, I told all of us in the panel last time that before anything can be put right, the only person that has that solution is Mr. Peter Obi. Unless Mr. Peter Obi is put in the appropriate seat, that is when Nigeria can now sit down and breathe a sigh of relief. Sorry, excuse me. And that is how the beginning of a new Nigeria is going to start. Until that is done, things will continue to remain as it is. Sorry. But by the grace of God, it shall soon come to pass in Jesus' mighty name. Right from day one, when I saw the combination of APC, the presidential candidate and the vice, something hit my mind instantly. I have never seen, ever since the inception of democracy in Nigeria, where we come to have Muslim tickets. If you sit down, you should be thinking of something. And this is a country that Christians and other denominations have been living together for ages. There has been no problem. But all of a sudden, problems started emanating from the Muslim side. You all know, I'm not saying that Christian is the best, but then when you talk about people that have free heart, you must mention Christians who don't demarcate between the lines, who try to carry everybody along. But it's not so. The messages coming from Rufai is very clear. And that is why in Kaduna State today, the Christians don't have much stand in that country. You all know the amount of oil that has been poured away in that state, that particular state, which is really very disheartening. I pray that as we are pushing on, that the Almighty God, the job that He has already started from the beginning, is going to conclude every journey that we are making peacefully in Jesus' name. I just want to appeal to all of us, the obedient family, to say that the journey of the tribunal, we all know what has been on the ground. We should just try and be patient with them. As they are moving, let us move along with them. You see, Elvis was given the dates that the tribunal is supposed to have taken, all and all. If somebody gives you 10 years, that 10 years will surely come to pass. Let us move with them. Let us not be the issue that they will say, oh, we are hurrying them. No, we'll move to them with the space they are going. And let's see how the conclusion will come to be. But at the end of the day, I am praying to God that the conclusion will be to such a one that all of us shall tend to rejoice at the end of the day. Again, touching at the development in Lagos State, you see, this is what I've always been saying. Where there is law operating.
You have 10 seconds, sir. 10 seconds.
All right. Well, just to conclude, it's unfortunate that Lagos State is coming out with such development.
Thank you,
but
sir.
the Almighty God is going to see us through, and everything shall go smoothly in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Elvis, please, I would like to move out and let somebody take my place because I have somewhere going right now.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
For coming.
And God bless all everybody there in Jesus.
Amen. Amen. God bless you too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody can come in now. I'll post the link again. Remember, if you want to come in, you must open your camera behind before you'll be accepted in. If you know you can't do that, don't bother coming. God bless you. The link has been reposted. So I'd like to call on the next person which is Mr. Felix. Mr. Felix, thank you very much for joining us, and thanks for your patience. Please, okay, Mr. Felix. Before that, someone is on the backstage. Engineer Ken, please turn on your camera before I accept you into the broadcast. Thank you, sir. All right, that's my big brother right there. I bet make I see him again. I see him again. My see your see as my brother this smile. Thank you,
What's
thank you.
going on? What's going on, Niger Watch?
God
We're
bless you, sir.
keeping it real, holding it down, man. What's up, baby boy?
We
How
don't
you
miss
doing,
you.
Niger?
We don't miss you, Taya. We don't miss you, Taya.
I miss you guys, man, for real.
Thank you,
Miss you
sir.
guys. Miss you guys. We're busy out here.
I understand. We'll come back to you
Try
shortly.
to get $1.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, man.
All right, yeah. All right. Somebody asking where is Two Niger. He said Two Niger don't answer you already. He said they you know, Two Niger they with us. They comment section. You know, if you enter panel today, maybe in order she turn. All right. I'd like us to move on now to Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips, your 8 minutes starts now. Thank you, sir.
First and foremost, your fair put on for screaming at the same. I greet everybody, all the panelists, the comment section, and all our viewers worldwide. I greet everybody. I salute. Let me start from Rufai issue and the Lagos, these and others. If many people can remember vividly, I make mention of a word couples of days or couples of weeks ago that as they tough, they go. Many secrets go they leak, they come out. This Rufai homes that you came out now, it's not the only one that is going to come out. Many more are coming. It's not a surprise to me because I have been expecting all these things. Rufai speaking today is sending a very big message to all good, meaningful Nigerians, even those that live in Kaduna and northern part of the country, that if you don't abide to my rules, you are getting nothing from me. The bad rule they normally use to divide and rule. I'm not going to talk much about that because I know as time goes on, when we claim our mandate back, I have said it before, we are not going for them. They will be the one to start fighting themselves. This one go say, I beg, not be only me one, they go. You will follow me. Mark my word today. Now swear everything go take they happen. Now all of them go they drag themselves, they come out. Then for the court case today, because I don't want to waste much time today. For the court case, the court sitting today about the weakness. Please, Labour Party, you have to secure the guy for us. We still need it as the case they go, because I've been with these people. I know them in and out. I know the way they operate. The security matters to us, just like the way our principles matters to us. All we have to do is to keep on pushing. Secure all the evidence. All those evidence, there should be a duplicate in millions of places in case, because those judges, they might be opening some loopholes to the APC and the INEC about all the evidence so that they will know how to come back and counter it. I said one word, that should be October last year, if I'm not mistaken. I said it in this platform. Mr. Elvis, maybe you can recall when we were talking about Plan B. I make mention of going to court. I also said it couples of weeks ago that the worst thing the judicial system can do in this case is a rerun. Paraventure, if it happen, before you people, the Supreme, you people pronounce a rerun of the presidential election, we Nigerians, we don't have money to waste in another election because the money for rerun have already been paid to the INEC account. They have to provide it, and Yakubu will never be the one to conduct it. Yakubu have a lot of questions to answer at time because it's part of the cost of governance we are talking about here, because we don't have anything to waste. Every single kobo is useful for the development of the country right now. Mr. Elvis, if you can be able to go to Channels TV and watch Oshomule interview, there are some little sense in it. Maybe we can talk about that next time.
When?
On channel.
When
that was
the interview? When he do?
You said?
When he
I
do
guess
the interview?
today. I just come across it when he was talking about the subsidy issue.
Today? Now today he do am.
Let me go cross-check on my phone before I
I thought it's the one we talked about before.
That's why I'm asking him. He was not here. We don't talk about him more than 5 days ago, sir. Not be today.
I was not here. I'm sorry. I never knew that you talked about it already.
Yes. No, but you see one thing where I talked the other day for some of
I'm sorry for that.
No, hold on, my brother. I talk here and that category you for Puso. I say some people will watch that video say they go say Oshomole try. I wish say you try me go watch my analysis. You go know so Oshomole is satanic. See you now. You say you try well for that video. Thank you.
I say some things being for waiting he talk. I not say Oshomole is a man I have worked with. I know him. You know, when he was making some noise then, I said if he not take time with the little I know about him, he will be the first among those ex-governors that will go to prison.
Now he's satanic, my brother. Go ahead with your topic.
And Mr. Naija Watch.
Yes.
You remember you said exactly this the day you presented that video.
Exactly.
That some people will watch it and say, hey, Oshomole try well.
Yes. Yes. You know, my brother fought for that category. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
He get little point where to me personally, like the money they were budgeting for subsidy, that they're supposed to bring that money and feast it in the economy.
My brother, I tell you what you talk so. I don't analyze them already. Now those area where you talk so. Now there you suppose even stone them. But you because you know here person we go analyze them for you. I don't break and go watch how we talk them 5 days ago. Then you will come back and tell me say that money where you say we put for subsidy so may we put for the economy so you know say I break them down. That one I put effort break them down. So don't worry, we don't talk them. Thank you, sir.
My brother, not to blame you. No say this period I took their assent.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I know so many people will watch that without them not see you analyze them for them. So they go say Oshomole try for some area. From beginning to the end, it was satanic.
Then well, I have nothing to say anymore because we should be courageous that victory is certain, and Nigerians out there in case of a rerun, because don't be afraid. You should be prepared to go out and revolt massively, just as you did before. It's not like the other one. They manipulate. They can never do what they did again. That is why Buhari said any election in Nigeria will never be easy anymore. Let's get prepared. courageous, and keep on pushing, because keeping quiet will bring us anything good. We should keep on pushing. Thank all the lawyers of the Labour Party. I applaud you guys. Keep on the good job. We are there for you. The Lord is your strength. Allah is your strength. All the Bukbo are your strength.
Thank you. Thank you. We
Make
don't
I
know
eat for now.
Odigbo not be our strength, my brother. I don't know what that one mean, please. No, don't joke with what you don't know. How can Odigbo be our strength? You know, we don't know what that means. Thank you. All right. This is a serious situation, my brother. Thank you very much anyway.
And let me just hang up for now.
Okay. Thank you. God bless you. Let me come to Engineer Ken. Engineer Ken, thank you very much for joining us, sir. Please, you get 8 minutes. They talk to us. I don't know whether you follow up with all the video we presented.
Yeah, no, I don't follow up all the video, but I hear when you talk about
watch.
Somebody they talk. Somebody they talk, please.
No, you don't make mistake now.
Wait with that.
You don't call Engineer Ken, just enter.
You say?
Engineer Ken just came in.
No, because you logged out. You did last, though, not this. Yes, now you did
last. Who be that?
Supposed to be last.
No, but you logged out. It's the rules. You logged out and you came back.
I didn't log out. I've been here since morning now.
And I bet you kept logging out.
It's from your side now.
Eh?
It's from your end.
No, not be me or not be me. They kick you. Now you they kick yourself.
The first time you told me, you said I logged out. I told you I didn't log out.
But now you want my screenshot where you did my give out to the public where they see
you. The first time you complained, you say I logged out. I can never come in.
All right.
The second time now you say I logged out.
Okay, you know what? I don't know what making to one. Just leave on for him. Go ahead.
God bless.
Go ahead. Yeah, we have.
I beg, make Rufai not come here.
No. You see, and he doesn't log out again. Eh? Now you they log out. Nobody.
I don't log out. Oh.
No, you just came back again at 1 second. When you do that, let me put this straight. If you be number 1 for the panel, when you logged out and come back, you go to the last. So get that one for mind. I don't
press network.
It's not my network.
Now your network. Now me they talk. So blame your network.
Okay, watch what's going on now.
I don't know what you. Oh yeah,
I don't come back now.
No. You there here. You not go anywhere. You
I not how they tell you say I not go anywhere.
No, you go somewhere just now.
I not go. My system say it's blue here. I'm still there.
No. You are here now. I don't like people argue with me with the software I'm seeing. You want me to screenshot where you did?
Screenshot that they last before you told me I was last.
And then at the last.
And they coming. I still be last. Okay. That's what I'm telling you now.
Now the last you still there, so the last. You know, now make me call on yours now. Thank you very much. Talk to us. 8 minutes.
Are you talking about me or Engineer Ken?
No, you now, Mr. Blackpata. Now
okay. Okay. 8 minutes, thank you. Thank you, all protocol observed. But I will say this, Mr. Najawat, you are doing something great. And one other thing again, the software we are using is not perfect. That's why we say it's 99.9%. And I will try to be very. I will make it compact. I thank every panelist and to other people, all protocol observed. I would like to start from the tribunal. But before then, I would like to state this. If we are arguing that the tribunal, the judiciary failed in bringing in Agbado, it is not the judiciary, it's what your constitution says. So we should note that. When we are speaking, we should all not forget the constitution that brought all this mess to us. Thank you. On the tribunal case, I just want to say I am not surprised, but I have made an analysis for myself, and the analysis is like this. Now we are yet to see the Labour Party and other group arguing the result, the substantial fact that brought forward. That is when we begin to see the light on where and how the judgment will be like. Because that is where the main base of the judgment will be on. Now what we are seeing is that they are accepting the fact and the witnesses are coming in until they start arguing on that report. And we've got to see what INEC, because INEC is the one that is going to prove it, whether those results that our Labour Party brought into the House, which is the substantial fact that have been accepted by the members of the judges, that they've accepted, and other client have accepted, then when they start breaking it down, then we begin to see where the criminal case against INEC will begin to prompt up. Nobody will tell us. You begin to see where and who brought the whole scheme in and who executed the whole scheme. Because in this case, sometimes like what happened at the first time when they were running the case, PDP started, trying to tell us about the 25%, and INEC was agreeing with the 25%, or PDP, they were agreeing, APC, they were agreeing with it. That's going to be like when this fact when they start arguing the fact, there you will now begin to see who did that and who did this. That is when I'll begin to forecast what is going to happen at the end. I would like to say one thing again on the cross-examination of the IT specialist that was brought in. I think when this case has been proved right, what the APC and INEC are trying to do is to try to put a statement on the argument, because it is that statement on the argument that is what the judges are going to rely on and make a judgment. And if the judgment does not favor them, then they will not capitalize on that statement and take it to the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is going to read and follow all the proceedings and try to check which proceeding was wrong and try to correlate it with what they brought to them that thing is really wrong. So that is what is going to be in the Supreme Court. And that is why you see the APC and the Agbado lawyers are trying to now hang on what is called architect. They try to hang on it. That is why you see our lawyers rose up and tell them that this guy is not the architect that you know, that there is another word called software architecture. That is part and parcel of the world we are into. These people are very important in the world we are going to go into now. That's the computer world. They are very important. That is one thing. And I thank God that our lawyer rose up, because that argument is going to be on that paper, which the Supreme Court is going to read. That was what I was waiting for, to dispute that fact, because you wouldn't love that architect to go to the Supreme Court. We want something that is straight, be proven, to go to the Supreme Court, so that there will be less argument in the Supreme Court and less fact they will take down there. So that one is quite noted, and I love what our lawyers did. And I will move to the other one of the Aranka, the one that spoke eloquently well on issues of what Rufai, analyze what Rufai did. And Rufai is we know who he is. He's a divide and rule person. He can use anything. He's trying, and I love what Aranka said, that they are trying to Islamatize, quote and unquote. But look at what it is. Rufai is trying to send a message. There are three things I note in his word. Rufai is trying to send a message which we all, and Aranka just based on one. Aranka is based on Islamatization, yes. But Rufai is also trying to send a message, because these guys are not working from one road. They are working from different angles to actualize their goal. And Rufai also is trying to be politically right in terms of using his political statement to derive what they want as themselves, because they are selfish in mind thinking and their hearts are twisted towards the people. So he's trying to be political right, and he's trying to play that game, in quote, the Nigerian political right game towards the entire country. And I thank God that the Nigerians are getting aware, because the generation we have now, thank God we have a lot of generations who are higher than the whole generation. That's what we have now. So Rufai will continue to play on this game, and I believe, and I know, I'm very sure Rufai will not come to debunk that what he has spoken on. Even if he come, he will tell you that he's politically right. He has made statement before, which is the divide and rule statement, and he came out and he said he was politically right. That is the angle he's coming from. So when he say anything, just leave him. But I want to stress further to say that what is giving us this problem is because they know that Nigeria is diversified. They want to use that our diversity to play their political right game. And I want to also go straight to what Lagos State is doing. What Lagos State is doing, they are exercising their right. They are deriving their power from the constitution that we have now. If you are in a federal state, you can put anything in Yoruba, whatever you want to put, as long as it does not make any difference in you that is running a business there, or they are not saying these people will have light, that will not have light. Don't this thing and statement is going to cause a ripple, but I'm going somewhere. You see, the structure, Nigeria, every one of us should have that mindset that we believe in the Nigeria, but the constituency that makes up Nigeria have not really formed together. And in forming together to make it, what Lagos State, what the North, and what everyone is doing, they are doing the right thing. Because Madam Rita said one thing that I said at the right time, those things will come in, about our tribe. We all should not forget the tribe. And I made one statement, I said the tribe, our diversity, there's beauty in it. There's strength in it, there's power in it. And what we are having now, a nation where we are now, has exploited that thing, and they become great. So if every region we do it, they will continue. We know now that if we don't, they are bonded. Then now we all know our diversity, and we know our problem. We come together to fuse that diversity to become a formidable country. That is what I'm talking. That is why I say we don't really have a constitution, because it was a lie. They said we the people. That is where we are going to. Thank you very much. I have further explanation. You can ask me question. Thank you.
No, we'll ask you this one next tomorrow. You know, because you don't finish all the minutes we did this panel.
Mr. Nigeria, I not finish that. This thing is very bogus thing.
Yes, no, when we come back again, then you'll now expatiate on it. Thank you very much for your submission. You know, you cross past 8 minutes. You know, so if you're not, let me show your minutes for screen. You know, because you don't break the rules. You know. All right. Okay, let's move on. Let me call on Engineer Ken. Engineer Ken, are you available now, sir? Okay, you see now, Engineer Ken is not available now. The time we're available for your letter and talk that time, you know. Engineer Ken, are you there? You're not there. Okay, that means, okay, let me see if
Yes, Mr. Evans, I'm available, but my network is very bad.
Okay, I'll come back to you then. I'll come back to you. Then I'll come back to you, Engineer Ken.
I'm here, but my network is very bad.
Okay, but can you speak at all?
All right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, the network is bad. It's bad. It's delaying. All right. Short click. This time, if you don't answer us, not to remove you for the panel, because are you there? Okay, short click. We don't try with you. So we have to remove you for now. so that somebody else can come in. You know, you are unmuted, but you can't speak. I believe you have a, maybe when you come back, you'll be fine. Let me remove you for now. All right. So we have 2 space left, but I don't know who's going to take that space. But whoever that is coming, remember that your camera is going to be turned on before you'll be allowed in. You know, okay, yes, I don't see you. Tunaja, I don't see you. So you can turn it off now. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody else is joining us. Okay, right. So, who again? Whoever that is joining us, your camera must be turned on. Okay, before I will deal with the next person, you know, okay, since Tunaja is just coming right now, Tunaja, I'd like you to have your 8 minutes over what we presented. I guess you followed up what we've presented so far.
Yeah, I checked some of the videos regarding the interpretation of what Rufai said and the
Okay, good.
INEC stuff. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to you, sir. Talk to us. 8
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Greetings, Niger Watch. Thank you for having me. Greetings to everyone on the panel, the chat, and to the viewers. Yeah, I saw the video and the interpretation of what Rufai was saying, and clearly, you know, even I was speaking to somebody that supports Tinubu today, and the person was saying that Tinubu is not likely to give Rufai any position because of what he said. And you know, because he shouldn't be allowed near any national office. Clearly, this is the kind of mentality that they are using in a state. I just checked this in Kaduna up, in a state that is almost 50% Christian Muslim. He is talking as if the state was 90% this Muslim and the other side was this thing, and that is what is astounding about what he did. And that man should not be allowed near any level of power in Nigeria. And his likes should never be allowed near any power in Nigeria. They are dangerous, and they are the kind of people that cause problem amongst our people. They are the ones that divide and rule. In a state that is almost 50% Muslim, and he comes out openly, 50% Christian Muslim, he comes out to say something like that. That is completely unacceptable. Even within the state, it's unacceptable. Because if the state was like 90% Muslim, I would have said, okay, maybe you can say that kind of nonsense because, you know, in the South where you have Catholic and all that, maybe you can actually say the Christians can get their way and stuff like that. But in a state that is 50-50, which is very shocking for me. I didn't even know that Kaduna was that this thing kind of mixed that much. So because when I went there, it seemed more like a Muslim state. You know, it's almost like the outer layer of the state, they make it seem like a Muslim state, while it actually is mixed. And in other words, what that is telling us that they are suppressing the Christian presence there. And I don't know, maybe because I'm biased, I'm from the South, you know, I go there, maybe because I'm biased, I don't know, but it just appears as if they are suppressing the Christian voice there, and the way the Christians dress, and everything is not showing. The only time I felt like I was in Nigeria, like in the normal Nigeria that I was in the South, was when I went into a military, barracks. Then I just suddenly, everybody just became Nigeria again, and you see Igbo soldier, you see all kinds of people in there. But when you're outside there, it's like completely different. And maybe it's people like him that are causing it. And now I'm beginning to, you see, when somebody knows the texture of what is going on the ground, you have a better idea of you know, the events, how you can be able to interpret the events. And because if you look at the attacks that have been going on in Kaduna, it's very, very important that we actually study the people that are actually getting attacked. Because that state, you know, for a governor that is that powerful, that state has experienced a lot of attacks. And it's like it's having so much attacks in Wike state. It's not going to happen. But that's what you are getting in the Rufai state. That could only mean, for me, I wouldn't say only, but that could potentially mean that they are targeting specific people for attacks. And if that is the case, we probably need to study it. And if that is true, then something seriously needs to be done about the whatever is going on in Kaduna State. Because if they are trying to deliberately, illegally, and violently suppress the Christian and the Christian presence in Kaduna, in other words, shifting the Christians further and further south, then something has to be done about that. That's not something anybody can sit back and say it's okay. And whoever the people that are responsible for this, they should all be slung into jail. And if they have caused the loss of life, they too should be put to death.
I don't see any reason why you cause the loss of life of somebody that you don't only cause that person their life, you cause the person's generation after generation after generation that they are supposed to have. And these people have to be made to be accountable for their behavior. And some sooner or later, there will be reckoning for them. For what they are doing in that country. They've sucked Nigeria dry with this divisive stuff that they are doing.
Okay, Mr. Alex, turn it off. I don't see you. Thank you.
So these people have sucked Nigeria dry with their divisive because they keep distracting our people from doing what is necessary. Because instead of our people coming together to work together to solve our problems, they keep dividing against each other. We are busy fighting each other instead of solving the problems. And since they are the problem, they are one of the problems that needs to be solved one way or the other. They have to be solved. We will never grow, and that's the conundrum here. With people like that, Nigeria will never succeed ever, because if you don't reduce their power so that it can be controlled. Here in the UK, the moment you talk anything close to that, they will find a way to put you in jail. They won't hesitate, because they know people like that. All they do is breed chaos. Right-wing leader in the UK, he didn't have to say too much. He him straight in prison. Don't start that nonsense here, because they know the moment they start fighting in London, where is trade going to come? Where is all the money going to come from? How are they going to be able to send their children to school? How are they going to be able to be spending $1.5 trillion every year on a small country like the UK? If people like that are running riot, causing problems where people are fighting each other in the UK. And that is something we too need to solve in Nigeria. If we see these type of people, we need to put them down where they belong. They need to sit in the back seat and let other people do the actual work of building a nation that our children can actually be proud of, and our children can actually have a chance in this world. Rufai is very simple, and he's kind. Not only him, because he's not only the one that is doing it. They should not see any national office. Even state office, they shouldn't even see, because they are the ones causing the problem in that state. And if there are people of his kind too, like him, that are on the other side, they too should be suppressed. Christians should be suppressed that are behaving like that, because we can't keep fighting each other. When is it going to end? We have to build a country that people can actually be able to live in. Nigerians are building houses in Ghana because they cannot come to their own country because of this kind of people. Because of this type of people causing problems amongst the people constantly. Leaders that should know better. If anybody should know better, Rufai should. He understands power. And he's there selling this type of nastiness all over the place. And I've seen a lot of things being said, but I'm not even sure the last time I saw, apart from this in Lagos, what they did with this in what's his name, Oluomo, MC Oluomo and his people, what they did in Lagos. You don't necessarily see southern leaders saying this about nonsense stuff. For somebody that prominent, Rufai is a unique human being in Nigeria. Was he not the one that was talking about forming a parallel government? Was it the same Rufai that gave Buhari an armored vehicle that saved Buhari's life before Buhari became president? Was it the same Rufai that challenged Buhari's monetary policy publicly just how many months ago? This man has a lot of power and is extremely dangerous for what he's doing. Now I understand we have to investigate the kind of violence that has been going on in Kaduna to find out whether there is a coloration to it, if they are targeting Christians. So, I had to spend enough time on this. Thank you. And I didn't want to go into the election one, because this one is very serious, and I'll keep focusing on that one. This one.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your submission. All right. I can see Madam Helen. If you're hearing me, you were on the backstage, but I was expecting you to turn on your camera for me to authenticate you before letting you in. Is the new rules of the platform. Everybody must do this every blessed day. But when you turn on your camera, it's only for my eyes only. Don't worry, not for the public. So then I'll let you in. But you didn't do that. Then somebody else came in. So meanwhile, let's move on. Thank you very much, my people. I would like to before I don't know, Mr. Alex, you just coming in and let me present this. Then I'll start with you. Thank you. Guys, please press on the like button. Help us to press on the like button and share this broadcast. You know, help us to press on the like button and share. Currently on the like, we have, let me see what we have here. We have 665. Can we take that to 700, please? Press on it. 668 now. God bless you. God bless you. Those of you that just hit on it, continue to press on it, my people. Let's take that to 700. We can, because I know that we certainly have a lot of people who is watching right now. We never press the like button. Just do that. Let's take it to, it's now 672. Press on it. Press on it. Okay, Rufai, our man. As you know that a lot of people are against him whenever I speak, you know, even today on you know, on duty, on a rise. You know, Abati was telling him, Abati was apologizing on his behalf, and Rufai refused it and rejected the apology. Said, apologize to who? He said he can never and ever in his life apologize to anybody to whatever, on whatever he has said on air. I really love that guy today. You know, he said, please, Abati, please apologize for yourself. Don't apologize for me. Then Abati now see the way Rufai handled that part. Abati now ended it by jokingly saying, oh, even Buhari begged for forgiveness.
This is in contrast to the unfounded DBS, which is totally dependent on government budgetary allocation. The evaluation, according to industry stakeholders, indicates that it will cost the federal government an additional $2 trillion, you know, for 300,000 police personnel. Ayo.
All right, let's take it. That this is a submission here.
In addition to his own street wisdom, you know, as acclaimed.
Dear President Bola Tinubu, please do not sign this bill. And I'll tell you.
That word, dear President Bola Tinubu, do not sign this bill. That word, neither the threatener for so say. That word where he talk, you know, both police and normal people are threatening him right now. Listen to him.
In addition to his own street wisdom, you know, as acclaimed.
Dear President Bola Tinubu, please do not sign this bill. And I'll tell you why. This is
Nigeria. They don't threaten and say they want buy him, they want to come off for this earth, they want to do this, they want to do that. So he needs to re-explain again to the world. When he reach house this afternoon, he can't do live. Explain to the world, say, what can I see the situation where I find myself? Let's listen to this.
So I'm doing this video and I feel a lot of people will be able to see this video. Number one, since I did a video in the morning talking about the police pension scheme and why President Tinubu should not sign it, I've been called, many calls I've received today. In fact, some police officers have even gone ahead to threaten me and threaten my life and my family, said they'll kill me. The truth about me is that I do my job because I make very good arguments. And in case, for most police officers that are going out there to tag me the enemy of police, in case they don't know, I have done so much for the police force. It's just that I'm not a man that comes to say the things I've done. I have done a lot of work with Crime Writers Association of Nigeria, where we help give police officers little award of money, police officers that died in the case of duty. I know how much personally I have funded for police officers that lost their life in duty. Little tokens here and there. Truth of the matter is, a lot of what police officers don't know is that there's a difference between a defined benefit scheme and a pension scheme, contributory pension scheme. A contributory pension scheme takes a little bit out of your salary and the government contributes the other parts. And when you do that, then you save it in a PFA, which invests this money, pension fund administrator, which invests this money, all right, which invests this money, and when they invest this money is now paid to them. there are some benefits that accrue to these monies. And when the benefits accrue to these monies, you can get some benefit. Like a lot of police officers don't know that you can take 25% of your money even before retirement to buy a home in your pension scheme. The truth is, what you do not understand about the argument is the fact that actuarial studies have revealed that this will cost 2 trillion naira. In a case where the government does not have money to pay or the government is broke, as at the time you finish your service as a police officer, what becomes of your lot? And the sad part is, the police officers do not understand these arguments that I'm making. What becomes of your lot? Rather than you choosing a pension scheme that you can see your money every single day. All right? So what becomes your lot in the end? And this police officers have been poorly treated. They have sold this pension scheme to you. The government will need to pay for that, as against a contributory pension scheme where government pays half the amount. All right? So I have done a lot as regards welfare, and I always like to make the best argument in the room. Also, you know that the police pensions board is open to all sorts of shenanigans. The police that make the arguments that yes,
all right. His network was very bad today. Let's start from here quickly.
A lot of police officers do not, they don't know that I know the challenges, and I don't just speak without having my facts. So as I was saying, why I'm advocating for the contributory pension scheme is the fact that you know who to hold as regards your money. And these are the arguments I make. You know who to hold as regards your money. With the police pension board scheme, you can't be fighting your authorities after you get to retirement. But in this regard, at least you can go to the company and you can see money for your RSA every time. And like I said before, there are other benefits. Do you know you can even take like 25% from your pension fund to be able to build a house before you retire? I think what the police should be arguing for, and what I've always argued for, is better pay and better welfare. The truth is, if you're earning 30,000 naira as a police officer, when you retire, you'll pretty much be earning 30,000 naira at that time, at retirement. I know people that left service in the 90s, and what they were telling you was that they were earning 65,000. That was the amount they were earning. And hope the police also knows that why it's called contributory pension fund is that you can even decide to add your own personal money and save it in the contributory pension fund accounts. Those are the arguments I'm making. So see, this idea of if there's a police pension scheme and all of that, if your salary was not big as a police officer, you can never get a big pension.
Okay, I would like us to talk on this. Remember, because of these statements, although we'll be hearing here and there that Rufai is being threatened here and there and all that, but today, the people where they threaten and now say they want to take a life out and a wife and children and all that, and the police force. Say many of them don't call them. Say they go do shoot aside with them and do many things. That video long, So let's talk on this. Let's talk on this, my people. So I would like to start with Mr. Alex, who just joined us right now because the only person that have not contributed. Then I will now come back to Mr. Shooks. Obiboze the way it is before. Okay, Mr. Alex, thank you very much for joining us. Good evening to you. You have
Yes,
8
thank
minutes.
you. 8 minutes or 16 minutes. It's times 2 now, Naija was.
No. You use your 8 minutes. Nobody don't do 16 minutes now. Now 8 minutes, everybody don't do now.
But they don't, this is my first one, all right?
I mean,
So,
okay, you want you do your straight 16 minutes. When I go back, I
go
back to do again.
No problem. I want to be a of social media. Let's say. Let's say. First of all, let me greet everybody, my fellow panelists. Thank you for your doggedness, for your tenacity, and for your, zeal and your zest for a new Nigeria. Thank you so much. Those on the comment section, I salute all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Our viewers worldwide and Naija Watch team behind the scenes. Thank you, everybody. I thank you.
Thank you.
I want to talk about what Rufai did. First of all, the Kaduna State, what I will call the short-man devil of Kaduna State for me. Because if it was a Southern man that did that, or a Christian that did that, by now all hell will be let loose. For us to be discussing the prices of food orchestrated by the extempore improto subsidy.
Alex, please, mindful with our forbidden words, okay? Thank
you. Yes, I know. I've not said anything, but I know I'm very watchful. Don't worry. As you can see, I've been very, I've been very good for a while now.
Exactly.
So, looking at what people are going through, looking at it, due to the sudden removal, the sudden elimination of the subsidy, the prices of foodstuff, the plight of the masses, the ordinary people in the streets, the prices of staples, daily foods, Oriza sativas, Avia Brasiliensis, yam, and maize, and these men who are in power are busy doing religious things. For me, Rufai, I don't know if the Nigerian constitution can be amended extempore and impromptu. Rufai should be called into question. He should be arrested. I'm not sure if to say somebody need to be arrested is also part of the do's and don'ts. And that was just posted. Rufai need to be arrested and investigated. He wants to tear the country apart. He needs to be arrested. I will never blame Nigerians if they react. I will never call them that they are trying to tear the country down. The person who did the thing should be picked up. The citizens did not put something on his head to make that divisive, passive, insensitive comments. A man people claim is not. That's the height of religious racism. Is the height. If this was coming from somebody from the south, DSS would have gone there now. DSS are quiet. They vanished. The so-called SSS, they vanished. As we speak, Nnamdi Kanu is still in custody against the so-called Supreme Court's, judgments. What did Nnamdi Kanu say that Rufai has not said more than 10 times now? What did he say? Protect yourself against Operation Python Dance. They are coming to take your land. Defend yourself. Because there was no justice. Nobody was being arrested. Even in Edo State here, the governors were accomplices to the past administration of Buhari, and Buhari should be picked up from the Niger Republic or from Daura, wherever he is right now. I will always call for their immediate arrest. Because these guys, they've committed crime against humanity. These are genocidal activities. Because it did not affect any of our family members by providence. We just argue. Sometimes we rigmarole. We forget about the real nitty-gritty, the real imbroglio, the real, the sufferings of the poor man. Every should be picked up. I don't know the weight of the so-called immunity. The 1999 Constitution is anti-people. It's a devilish constitution that is just for the ruling class. It's just for the elitist band. It's unfortunate. Look at now, what has Rufai of Arise TV done? They are going after him. Rufai did something that can bring down a nation. But he's there in Kaduna. This is a man allegedly has done a lot of atrocities, a lot of things. People's life has been taken all this while. And he's there, walking scot-free. Then some of us will come out and shout against Nnamdi Kanu and analyze it and dwell on it, away with him, like they did to Jesus. Away with him, away with him. Give us Barnabas, give us Barnabas. Away with him. A man who only spoke for his people, a man who only told them to defend themselves. The federal government of Buhari, led by Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, that also should be arrested, kept on feeding us with lies. They kept on feeding. Listen, Tinubu's government is just a continuation of Buhari's government. They just appointed a special a minister who was under Buhari, Mr. Akume. They just appointed him again as the secretary of the state of the country. Today, that is a continuation of Buhari or the northern dominance. So for me, some of us who have the political microscope, the political telescope, we can see from our from our laboratory that Tinubu's government is coming to continue indeed from where Buhari stopped. They are just doing this, this initial gragra with the first, the fuel subsidy removal. But for me, there's no difference, because when you cannot come in through an excellent way to be called an excellency, I say capital rejectamenta. So the governor of Kaduna State should be investigated. If his tenure is expiring in a few months' time, he should be arrested. Yeah, tell me.
And the secretary, Gbajabia Mila, and that man.
No, that chief of staff.
Deputy. Is the deputy.
That chief of staff. No. Akume was just appointed today. I watched the ceremony. Go and watch it. He was under Buhari as a minister for special duties. Dr. Abadi spoke about it too. You can do your research. Fact check me. I'm still here. And let me continue, my brother. For me, when Babangida's government took out Delegiwa, historically I'm speaking now, may so rest in peace, one of the finest journalists the planet has ever seen, Delegiwa, he was always on the people's side. He questioned the activities, the modus operandi's and the modus vivendi of the military juntas. All true before he was taken out. They never knew. You can take out people, but you cannot take out ideas. Look at Rufai. Is a continuation. Is the Delegiwa promise. Go on, read history. He's the Delegiwa promise. Babangida was scared of Delegiwa. That was why they took him out by letter bomb. And now, Rufai has been very great. He's been wonderful. It's not easy to do what he's doing. God forbid you tell Rufai to go outside. Another person will come out again. How long are you going to be taking out your own citizens? I don't want to use a word here. How long? Are you not tired? These mafias running Nigeria, this social contraction, according to Obafemi Awolowo, when he was asked by BBC, what is Nigeria? He said Nigeria is not a nation. It's a geographical expression. It's not a nation because it was forcefully brought together by the colonial powers after wars were fought against their wish. So it's not a nation. Nations are built on willingness, on patriotism, on acceptance, on the will of the people to accept a constitution that reflects their facet or their culture and their norms. They find a common ground. But Nigeria, we just woke up in 1940 to a country called Nigeria after wars were fought. Invasion 1897 of Edo State, Rivers State, Rivers Opopo Kingdom, the decimation of Oyo Empire, annexation of Lagos in 1861, and so on and so forth. So Nigeria is just obviously people around the corridors of power. They just want to go there and continue to masturbate themselves and continue to make sure the citizens suffer. But I got news for them. You cannot take out Rufai. Rufai of Arise TV is He's not just a human being. He has become an idea now. Younger ones have seen him. They've listened to him. They've known him. And now he has followers. Millions of followers. Nigerians worldwide. So you should be thinking of how to fix your system. Thinking about the prices of foodstuff. Palliatives. Thinking about how we can destroy this constitution and bring and visit the 2014, confab of good luck administration. How we can have a new constitution that truly reflects our identities. Otherwise, or how we can peacefully share the country if we will not allow a free and fair election. This is my stand. Because right now, from the way it is, there is a dominance of one part of the country over the whole country. And a lot of us are saying, from the academia and from our faucet, or we go from our identity, we will not allow it. We know 6 months down the line, God forbid, if Obi do not get justice, they are going to continue. Everything that happened under Buhari's government is going to happen. The appointment of Akuma today, Akume, whatever, shows it all. It says it all. They mix it up with some Yoruba names, but we know the games. We know the secret behind the mask. So some of us are going to resist them. We will not wait for the governors who have been compromised. We will not wait for our senators who are just rubber stamp. We will not wait for the rep members, a lot of them who don't even know their left from their right. We will defend our lands. So Rufai, this is my message. The midget of Kaduna, this is my message to you. We will wait for you because we will not allow you come and invade us again. We tolerated you guys under Buhari. We will not do it. If those at the helm of authorities are not wise enough to look for solutions for communal crisis, religious crisis, instead of fanning the fire of crisis and fighting, we will not wait for another invasion. I read about invasion 1897 of Edo State by the British. We fought them to a standstill until they brought NATO forces. Another invasion I saw in my lifetime is invasion 2021 by the Fulani X-Men over Edo State. And a lot of communities fought back, but many lives were gone. So we will not accept that. I will never tell people to be civil when their life is at stake. I will never tell them to be good citizens. No, I will tell them to defend themselves against religious tyrants and bigots. So Nigeria, I know I still have time. I will just drop it here. This is what I came to say, that we should call our leaders into questions instead of blaming the citizens who over the years have been deprived of every good thing other citizens across the globe are benefiting as citizens. We only remember Nigerians when it's time to be civil, when it's time to build the country, when it's time to obey laws, but when it's time to provide them electricity, good schools, infrastructure, transparency, accountability, free and fair elections, we just brush it aside and we think we can fool people. No. So I will leave it here. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, my brother, Mr. Alex. Can you imagine with all that you spend 9 minutes? So you not even spend the time like that. So I'll save your remaining 6 minutes for you later for the next meeting. God bless you, sir. Thanks for saying it, Iris. I can see we have more people right on the comment section. I can see Nandi, Chris, and Shukuma. Thanks for joining us. I can see Portia, Gina, Tony Africa, Harry C, Enioje, and many more right there. Thank you very much. Now God will bless you. Now thanks for joining us. Continue to press on the like button, my people. Help us to press on the like button. It's very, very important that we have more likes because we have enemies left and right. So the more we have likes, the more it supersedes any plans that our enemies are putting in place. So press on the like button, and apart from that, YouTube will recommend the video. It's the same thing because YouTube needs to be satisfied that the video worth sharing. That's when they can share it for you. Then the first stage is that you have more likes, then they will help you to share it. That means it can hit more attraction. So help us to hit on the like button. We currently have 715. Continue to press on the like button. Press on it. Let's take it to 800. We can. Thank you very much. All right. Let me quickly prioritize callers. I know so I don't call since all my callers now, not the verse for me already. Like I say they don't verse safe because they don't call. Some of them don't say, now only the panelists now they give time to call in. And for for you that was calling me with a video call, I don't know. Are you an enemy to this movement? I don't know why you are calling me with a video call. We don't pick video call here, please. You know, don't that call will not go pick and forever and ever in Jesus' name. So don't bother calling with a video call. You know, we are on air. You are calling me with a video call. They're saying you come. I don't understand. You know, thank you very much, my people. All right. Let me come back to the first person first before I take calls. Let me quickly go to Mr. Chooks Obiboeze. Mr. Chooks Obiboeze, if you're still there with us, I want you to talk to us now in 5 minutes, sir. Okay, Mr. Chooks Obiboeze, it looks like you're not there. I'll come back to you. Madam Busy Brace, I don't know if you're available already. You know, so you travel since. If you don't come back now, I don't know.
I don't come back. Okay, Elvis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, madam. Okay, wonderful. All right, I will give you 8 minutes because the first time you could not say anything. So, yeah, now 5 minutes I suppose give you now. So
I understand.
Okay. Just manage the 8 minutes.
I'll manage it. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good evening, Oga Elvis. I hail you well. Long life, good health, more wisdom, boku money in your direction. Amen. And my able panelist, good evening once more, to hang out with such like minds, you know, where I come, I learn from you all. I get challenged here, and I try to, you know, expand myself. And for those in the comment section, thank you so much for your contributions, are so great. I personally don't really have the dexterity to be going through comments, sorry. So it is later on I try to go through. So well done, all of you. Mommy Diaspora, I hail you. Well, God bless you. And before I commence with my submission, please, if you've not liked and if you've not shared, please use this opportunity to do so. Yeah. Let me start with Mr. Oraka. You know, his analysis of Mr. Rufai's speech was spot on. You know, he was able to not only translate it, but he analyzed it as he went on. You know, that midget, right? He is not doing anything for Islam. He is one of those that is really doing the propaganda. It is when you see him, that is when you really understand this is how they brainwash the masses in the North. Because with all the people that he was sitting down there talking to, trying to sell a narrative that it is not a holy thing to have a Christian in place. Basically, what he was just trying to sell to people is the fact that a Christian cannot rule Nigeria aright. A Christian is corrupt. A Christian is morally bankrupt. That is the narrative that he is putting out there. And unfortunately, that is what their people are taking. But what the people, there needs to be a challenge, because in Nigeria, Muslims have ruled far longer than Christians. What has that benefited their people? How has it changed their lives? How has it changed the northern man's life? They are it's
madam, I'm very sorry. I love your submission. If you give me like 10 seconds of your time, what you just said is very sensitive. If I can respond to it. If you look at Nigeria from 1960, the people who have dominated governance are the people from the North and the Muslims. I don't want to be religious or tribalistic now. If you check the military juntas, if you check those who have ruled, but if you want to talk about corruption, the most corrupt people on Nigerian politics are the so-called Northern Islamic or Muslim leaders. They are the one, and their people know. They are the most corrupt. Look at Rufai was asking one of them, I think Zamfara governor, former governor who wants to be a Senate president, you are donating 200 million in public. Zamfara people are poor. They have more poverty than any part of the country. So the Muslim leaders, Babangida, Murtala Mohammed, these guys, Abacha, late Abacha, stole $5 billion, still being returned. How many certain leaders have been brought? I'm not saying they are more perfect, but the Muslim guys have destroyed Nigeria more, and they are still destroying Nigeria. This is why we are asking if you cannot allow free and fair elections, dissolve this fraudulent union called Nigeria. We are not one with Obi's case right now. Thank you.
And while I appreciate your submission, you see, we have to have some compassion for our northern Christians. In fact, I was talking to my cousin, my first cousin. Her mother is from Plateau State. Her father is from Sokoto. Her father is Hausa Fulani, and they are Christians. And the persecution that they are enduring, that they are going through. Do you know that as a Christian up north, in fact, you might own a land, but you cannot use it? Do you know as a Christian, they are being denied a lot of rights? They are not like citizens of their states. So what happens to these ones? You know, that is when you now know who are real Christians, because they are sitting in the den of lions. It is a very, 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 so, and this cousin that I'm talking to you about, she is married to a Yoruba man. So, separating Nigeria right now, I don't know how it is going to work out. However, putting the right person in power is what should be the focus, because when we put the right person in power, that is how we can get Nigeria to be broken, and it will be done in a way that people will not be disenfranchised. Anyway, that is, I'm just deviating from my
No, that's fine. I have to renew your time. Don't worry.
Oh, bless. Oh, guy Elvis. Bosa for you. So you see, the truth of it is, this Mr. Rufai and his cohorts, when you go down to the nitty-gritty, it is not, they are not even Muslims. They are in the same WhatsApp group as Tinubu and all those, our so-called Christian leaders. They are all in the same group. They are all in the same group. The agenda that this man is pushing, he's trying to divide Nigeria, set Nigeria on fire. What are they using the Islam to do? How has the Islam benefited? Who has it benefited? In Zamfara, that they declared it a Sharia state. Have you been to Zamfara? Have you been to Zamfara? Oh my God. We saw the room of his daughter. One of his daughters, her closet, her dressing room was like a boutique. In fact, even boutiques would envy her closet. But if you see the poverty-ridden town, the lack of development, I'm telling you, their people are having it worse. The Northerners are having it worse. And it is the lack of education. They are not educating their people. They are not allowing them to know the truth. El Rufai would rather have Al-Majri surrounded around his house during every Salah and give them Sadaqah. And that Sadaqah to the Al-Majri and to the poor people around him would be thinking, oh my God, this man is very generous. That is how poverty-stricken they are. And that is how it is a feudal system where the rich those in power are seen as next to God. They will not delude them. They will not lie to them. They will not cheat them. So whatever their leader tells them, they will do it without deviating. But they don't know that the leader is doing it for his own gain. But thank God for social media nowadays. I hear in some quarters they are opening up to see, this man's daughter is getting married in a white wedding gown, and they are supposed to be Muslims. They can see that it is the Islam is only ascribed to those that are beneath. Those at the top do not subscribe to the Islamic rules. What am I saying? What I'm trying to say here is that these when you go in the north, a lot of the elite, the so-called rich person, the person that is called Alaji, who has like 4 wives and a car and some spare change, that person is seriously revered. Once, well, how many times is Salah in a year? Once there is Salah, they go around these rich people. These rich people will now put tents outside and cook, and these people will come and eat, and then they will give them some change. They call that sadaka. That is like, I don't know how to what the translation in Hausa. I don't know. I mean, in English, I don't know what's sadaka. If I get the word, I will say it. You know. Now these poor people, once they give them that small money, that is it. They are totally loyal. It has blocked their minds from even thinking and challenging. So it is a tall order to try and, educate these people. However, people like Rufai, like Mr. Tunaija said, I think he was one that said, he is a very, very dangerous human being. This man lived in the UK, and he is one that came into power by opportunity. I think it was this PDP man that brought him into power. What is his name? That is fighting for presidency too, that came number 2. The man that lives in Dubai. Every 4 years, he comes back to Nigeria. Atiku. He is the one that dragged him and came and gave him one position in Abuja. That is how he came into power. That is how he now frolicked in the corridors of power. But before then, he was selling himself like this academic elite who is right thinking. We did not see the fact that he is such a bigot. Not only that, he is a what do you call this? The terrorist. He's a terrorist. In his heart, in his actions, that is what he is. And that is more dangerous than anything or anybody. In fact, somebody was comparing him to Wike. Wike cannot stand where this short man with short man syndrome. He cannot stand him. He's a very dangerous human being. And perpetrating he's accumulated so much power that I do not understand why he's roaming the streets of Nigeria right now he should be behind bars. And I wanted to touch a little bit about the judiciary. The judiciary needs education. The architect that came on, the software architect that came on, I can see what the APC and INEC lawyers were trying to do. I was looking at the transcript. They were really trying to sell the architect's part to the judges to make it look as if he is an architect dabbling in technology, which makes him not to be a qualified professional. Meanwhile, for him to be an architect, he is at the top of his game. To be an architect is a professional who comes up with high-level solutions for business.
All right, so your time is over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Understand. Thank you. All right. Let me move on to the next person now. I would like to go to. Okay, Madarita. Madarita, is your turn now. Please talk to us. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Sir Elvis.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the last video was about Rufai of Arise TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, the only thing I could say for that is, it's unfortunate that, we all know the Nigerian police force, with all due respect to the force, a lot of them they're quite illiterate. And that's why, and it's probably born out of the fact that if you see where the police college is, how they were trained, even post graduation from police college, you see how, the animalistic way in which they exercise their duties. It just shows you the mindset or the train of thoughts of a typical Nigerian policeman or woman. Unfortunately, that is the reality today. So that's why when people like Rufai Oseni of Arise comes out to explain or expatiate on issues concerning them as regards to the pension, many of them do not understand. And that's why he had to break it down. And even still, him breaking it down, I can say for a fact, a lot of them still don't understand. That is why you see certain people will just say one thing and then it just spreads like wildfire. And I'm sure the person who spread that information probably didn't even do it out of trying to be mean. He was just out of ignorance. He would just say, "Oh, can you imagine this man? He's saying that the selected president, said he should not approve our pension." They may not even expatiate on what he said. They'll just say it like that, and all hell will just break, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, this man is against us. He doesn't like us." He's just born out of ignorance and illiteracy. Um, I'm happy he kind of explained. I understood what he was saying. I mean, I don't want to, start re-examining what he said, but it was just a simple thing, and it's left for them, the federal, the selected man up there, to approve or not. At this point, with all due respect to them, I really don't care whatever is approved or not because we have inconsequential people in the National Assembly. And this disapproval from Oseni, I see it as a way of the instability in the country. You know, in, economic wise, we are not stable. And then you're bringing this kind of policies that is not in tandem with the economic architecture of present day Nigeria. So what is the point? I think holistically, that's what I see in what Mr. Rufai Oseni was saying, and it's left to them really. And my mind right now is really focused. Whatever decision they are making in the Senate or House of Rep or even State House of Assembly, to me, I'm sorry, I'm not really looking at that because everything is a sham. Everything was coming to full circle when Peter Obi is in Aso Rock, sworn in as my president. So I all this is just distractions and noise making as far as I'm concerned, because whatever decision they make is never for the people. It's never for the people. I repeat, it is never for the people. However, you guys want to be positive about it or optimistic, it's never for the good of the people. There's always a clause that kind of takes 90% from the people. Anyhow you want to put it. So that's all I have to say for now, Mr. Nijawa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Rita. God bless you. Thanks for making that swift. All right, my people, I beg, maybe help us look this picture, whether in a Photoshop or in a reality. Say sometimes when people they hustle for job, they'll call, especially the kind of job where they apply, where they also put, if that's a satanic job, the job where you want to end the life of the people, maybe this kind of thing they happen. Make una look at now Photoshop be this have been make una look or maybe some people not even know what's wrong for this picture self, even though I not talking.
Oga Elvis na drink, too much drink.
So we could check out, but let me know why the other might call on the next person to talk to us.
In PA need to be sacked.
Even both the cameraman.
The cameraman needs to be dealt with and the PA need to be sacked. Let's be straightforward. You can't snap a picture. Why not telling your people standing to dress, amend their dresses? and put them so that it be clearer.
Might tell
That's
you
absolutely
something,
wrong.
my brother, where you don't understand. Now, there the problem they so both the people where they work with them, they all of them are obedient. In case you don't know, everybody they verse. That be the problem with this. So their PA, everything, they are doing the job for the money. They are obedient. You know, so it be us again. I would like to move on to the next person right now, but before that, let me give opportunity for Alaba to talk to us. Mr. Alaba, it's good to have you on the panel. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you
Good.
earlier on as well. Please talk to us in 5 minutes, sir.
5 minutes. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. I missed a few topics, but I know earlier you showed the one of Rufai and the court proceedings, and another one I can't remember. But the first thing I want to say is about that this Rufai situation is that you all have described it perfectly well. These are satanic people, and they have found the right platform, which is the APC group, which is a combination of criminals. Now, when criminals get together, they need followership, so they usually have to hook on their followership through either religion or tribal sentiment. And they're telling us what's going on in Lagos is telling us we're really using the tribal card. This is who we are. And you better believe them. So they're going to try to apply it also at the national level. The confession of El Rufai is also telling us this is who we are. We have now formed a joint amalgamation of where we want to use religion and tribe to rule, to get hook our followers and then suppress the others. People like that in history, I keep telling you all, go back to history. You see it everywhere in the book of history. It happens with the Nazi party. That is what they use. They say, we are for the fatherland. Those people are against us. Let us burn their book. Let us separate them and send them to the ghetto. Then down the line, the ghetto became pai. You understand? That's always their agenda. But meanwhile, while they're doing that, they are stealing the resources of the people that they say they are against them. That's always the game. Go to Rwanda. It happened in Rwanda. Go to Sudan. It happened in Sudan. You understand? The Pai was forced against the dark-skinned Christian Sudanese people. Now the two generals are against each other. Eventually they turn on each other. They never come for good. They come for what the Bible calls destruction. What my man fella called sorrow, tears, and blood. And they are thieves. They are criminals. They might color it all you want. We're a political party. We're for these people. We're for that. Don't believe them. They're showing us what they can do in Kaduna now. They're showing us what they can do in Lagos. They want to replicate it. They told you, we want to be here for 20 years. They've been there for 63 years. We're trying to change that, but they're still telling us we're taking it down 20 more years. Just like the Nazi told them, we're going to rule, the superior race is going to rule for 100 years. This is all textbook political presentation. It's not new. It's not new at all. Second, let's quickly go to the court issues. Good, the court case is going well. But doesn't it amaze all of us, particularly in a country that has a lot of intellectuals, lawyers, doctors, and everybody, that we would have a constitution that says the legal process continues after swearing in? It doesn't make sense. It's like putting the cart before the horse. No country, no matter how primitive in the entire world, does that. But this is part of their game. Like I told you about a friend who went on channel to go boast their chest that we made these rules. And I told him, why are you beating your chest? What rule did you make? It doesn't make. Who puts the cart before the horse? If the court is a part of the election process, it needs to be concluded before the swearing in. But because they are thieves and they are part of themselves, and he wanted to turn the conversation into us versus them, you disobedient, and so I shut him up right away. You know, I'm not partisan. I just want the betterment of my country. Get it straight. It doesn't make sense. You swear, I mean, the process has not ended. But you may, so all the money you're spending now for inauguration, for this party, for that, all this appointment, all these people you're paying, are you going to record it that ex-president? Is he going to get pension when he came in illegally? Are you going to pay him pension? Are you going to pay him the period? It's like sending someone to jail wrongly. It's like the state sending someone to jail wrongly and then trying to, and not compensating that person. The same thing, you swearing someone who is illegal, is that person going to return every penny to us? Then the last thing I want to say is that we Nigerians always talk about the symptoms of our disease first before we talk about the real cause. The symptoms are no good road, no electricity, no education, no this, no that, no. Those are the same thing. The first thing we need to get right is our rules of engagement. As we come together from various tribes, 300 and something tribes, we need to say what are our rules of engagement and what is the rule of law, so that we know who breaks it, we can hold them accountable. We're not there yet. Hopefully, Obi success will take us there. Hopefully, this court process will take us to the fundamentals of the rule of law in a community of diverse gathering. But, you know, you cannot have good schools, hospitals, all these things without the first thing, the rule of law. That's basic. It's fundamental to a society. We don't have that now. We're struggling for it. Every area is corrupt. The press, the journalists. How much time do I have left? 1 or 2 minutes?
It's over.
Minutes. It's over. Okay, yeah. So let me stop there and let other people speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Drive safe.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Let me come back to the next person here. I'll go to give us a mandate. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining us. I would like you to talk to us in 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. Good evening to the panelists. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on your location. Thank you very much for the time. Before I jump into the videos that you probably showcase, I think Black Panther was saying that whoever took that picture should be maybe questioned. My brother, I don't think there's anything to question about that picture, the person that snapped that thing about, because what about if he said he wants the suit to be left like that, just to gain attention of the people, you know? But either way, these guys are just there to mess up things, or whatever it gets, I don't care. But it's just sad that these wicked people can still parade themselves in the corridor of power. People that should be behind bars and still go around doing all of this, their shenanigans. And when it comes to El Rufai, I think basically wonderful submissions from everyone, but you know, he just playing out the agenda. And I will still refer back to what I usually said during the election or before the election, that the Muslim ticket in the first place should have scared Nigerians and shouldn't have allowed to happen in the first place. But when you see people in quotes probably trusted that they can speak for some certain group of people, but because of money they sold their conscience and they won't say truth to power. Because even as it is right now, the Christian leaders should be out there talking about this. But I mean, I thank God for Prophet Isa El Buba. before the election, during the election, and even after the election, he's been consistent on whatever thing he does. And this is just a way to probably replicate what happened in Turkey and then places like Rwanda, as mentioned. I think the guy that actually caused the bike fighting in Rwanda was actually, I think he was taken to court today. And for the number of people that were actually taken down, all said that all the atrocity done and everything for gone. This guy was in court today, and they said that the guy cannot stand trial because he's dementia. After he has incited violence against humanity, was over 8,000 people just taken down by one man inciting violence. And after it all, they said, oh, this guy cannot stand trial because he's dementia. And so this whole thing that El Rufai is doing should get the nation and people talking, because they're just trying to bring out this evil little by little. And then now I'm going to Lagos. So sad that these guys are just, over 800K people just taken down in Rwanda. Now going to Lagos. They strike something in the north, and then they're going to go to the south to go also raise some kind of rancor and tension there. The only sad thing about Lagos is that people like myself, Mr. Laba, that is from Southwest, are just being put in this whole nonsense situation that these guys that stole people's mandates and then convicted drug lords and even the one that stole clients' money in the United States are the ones sitting in the corridor of power. And so sometimes you even cannot differentiate between who is standing for the truth and the ones that are actually the ones that are actually doing the evil. But now going down to probably what happened yesterday. But even as we think about tribe, these things happen in virtually all over the country. Because not only the Southwest people voted for Tinubu or supported Tinubu. I think I saw there was a tweet again today by the man called Umbaka. I think he's a pastor. He said Peter Obi should forget about social media, 1 million or 10 million social media, that he didn't win the election. And that's somebody from the East. So it's like what these guys are doing is they just enter into the various tribes, they divide people into different segments just to create chaos. And this is where we Nigerians have to come out and then be bold and fight, maybe push back on what they are doing. Because it's just not going to make us, even ourselves, standing for the truth, to now begin to have rancor and then all of these acrimonies and crisis among selves. And so that was why I was thinking about just yesterday that even as we talk about tribe, even now, the guy that supposedly said is the president of Nigeria was not only backed up by these these evil people from the Southwest. You have them all over the nation. So but we'll just continue to pray and God will help us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give us my award, sir.
No, what's happening, sir?
I just wanted to make reference to what give us Ahmad was saying. Only when he was talking.
30 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You are saying what happened in Rwanda. Do you realize that the figure of pie in Rwanda is not up to what has been pie in the time of Buhari before this time, or before he left office?
Yeah, but it started from somewhere, and that's why we need as people to stand up against figures like El Rufai and the ones that are doing their shenanigans in Lagos, be able to speak out. I expect by now people should be speaking out because it's started little by little. And even before the election, during the election, even alone in El Rufai's regime, If you go and count the number of people that have been taken down, you'll be surprised.
Thank you.
You'll be surprised.
Thank you very much once again. Okay, let me go back up again. I would like to, I don't know if Mother Patricia is still with us. Mother Patricia, are you there with us? Okay, I'll go back to the next person. Mother Patricia does sleep. You know, Black Panther.
Is that?
Okay, are you there, madam?
I am, but I'm a little bit, yes, I'm a little bit.
Okay, though, let me come back to you. You relax, that's fine. I'll come back to you. Thank you. Yeah. Let me move on to Black Panther. Black Panther. Okay, before I come back to Black Panther. Black Panther, before I come back to you, please, sorry, sir. Let me bring this transcript of Rufai here. The full transcript just came out 3 minutes ago. So it's better because some people are still not getting it because we have translators here and there and all that, but the full transcript is out. So I would like to bring it here because this thing, my people, now a very terrible situation. I be this one. I'm not sure someone know it on the place of, especially I don't know, see, I'm not with that. So transcript of Rufai controversial statement about Peter Obi, Tinubu CAN 2023 election. At the event in Kaduna, where the former governor of Kaduna State, okay, not be governor again. Okay, don't come out in May.
Yes, he's not expired now.
Yes.
He's no more there.
On that 29th. Okay, yes. Okay. Where the immediate former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, told some Muslim clerics why he chose to run a Muslim-dominated government in Kaduna State. The former governor also spoke about President Bola Tinubu, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, and Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN. Premium Times earlier published the transcript of what Mr. El-Rufai said about the decision to promote a Muslim governorship ticket in Kaduna. We became aware of the second part of the video after the first part had been published. El-Rufai made the commenter in Hausa. Below is the English translation. So I'll start here, unquote. Everything where they talk from now, El-Rufai they talk. All right, just get that one for my say. Anything where you hear from my mouth now, say I they talk from here on because it's on quotes. You know, say El-Rufai now they talk to everybody because it's good. We bring it here, so make anybody not go change out later now say now my word or something like that. So I'm only going to regurgitate, everything we talk. All right, let's go straight there. Now, a lot has been said about the federal government. It is true what Professor Akintola said. We, the APC governors, and we decided that the South should produce the next president because that was the promise that was made. It was a verbal agreement, but God knows whether an agreement was written or verbal. When we discovered that some people were scheming that a Northerner must be the next president, we said no. This is not what we are. We are Muslims, we are Northerners, we have traditions, and we can't back down on our pledges. We said no. That was the first step. The next step, when they agreed with that, or when they noticed that they could do nothing, they backed down. We sat down to decide on who would be able to win the seat because he has what it takes to win an election. And secondly, we can bring an end to politics of religion and ethnicity in this country. We decided on Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. When we took the decision to support Asiwaju, I was not on good terms with him. We were fighting, but Professor Akintola came with their leaders from Lagos and commended us for deciding that a Southerner should emerge. They said the Yoruba in the South were West have problems. When a Muslim wants to contest an election, they will say he shouldn't contest because he will not win an election. What they believed was that it is only a Christian from the Southwest who can contest, so a Muslim from the North is selected as his vice. They said it has not happened since Abiola. They wanted to replicate that. We asked them to go and decide on who would contest, and they said Asiwaju. I told them I'm not on good terms with him, but he, Akintola, said we should reconcile for the sake of Islam. And I said, we will reconcile. Remember, for the sake of Islam. Now, so the right hand for that. So now Rufai they talk, oh, I make me they slow the read and so. Unquote, continue, Rufai they talk. Asiwaju got the ticket, and when he got it, we knew he would have no option but to pick a Muslim as his vice. If not, he would lose the election. Just as I said, politics is all about calculation. There is no room for maneuver. God knows our intention, and I swear to God, we stood our ground to actualize that. We didn't do it for our gain. Myself, Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawale, didn't do it for any gain. Maybe, hold on, I lost my line. Okay, maybe the others needed something, but me, Matawale, I did that to bring an end to the religious issues and to give Muslims from the South, West, a sense of belonging to rule and God. And despite religious gang up, God made Asiwaju the winner. Then he continued. What we are able to achieve in Kaduna, we have now achieved it on the national level. There is no liar that can say he will do politics of Christianity and win the election. Peter Obi tried it, but this is where he is now. Oh my God. And this man is still working. Now me they talk now. I don't find out I don't my word with this. Rufai is still working as a free man in Nigeria with this word where he talks. Anyway, let's move on. Now Rufai wants to start to the talk. So Peter Obi tried it, but this is where he is now. We have brought an end to that. They have kept quiet. Ever since Asiwaju emerged, Khan has remained mute. Una see, una say una be Christian, una see as they see una finish. Thank God say they talk and I say, una don't remain mute. Una not get what una they talk. Not be me talk and na end of fight the talk so. Khan has remained mute. This is how to ensure peace and stability in this country. If we do it again and again, everything will remain, everything will be normal. To God, it means if we do it again and again, if they call for a rerun, my people, this situation will day, so now we'll still there. Wanna get her for my though. If they call for a rerun, because you don't talk for a year. Listen, let me look for that line again because it's too tiny for me. I think I will be highlighting it better for me. If we do it again and again, everything will be normal. To God, that was what we did. And some of us believe we have finished work. Asiwaju has won, and we have done our part. Our call is for you to pray for him to get the right people to work with him. Okay, this was, oh, they stopped it there. Why? Okay, the other words is not here. Blessing are here. This one stop. Oh. The continuation must continue. What happened? Why, Jonah? Who be this? So now this one are premium times now. I also do what you for inside here. Wow, for everywhere.
Elvisa, you know what they did now?
Yes.
This one is just like the one that has to do with the national level. If you watch it now, what Araka explained today was solely, centralized on Kaduna. What the game they played there, and if you look at it from the beginning of to where it stops now, it's just what they now think the game they've taken to the federal.
You see what El Rufai was saying in that place. He was saying that they've done it in Abuja, in Kaduna, and that is what is being replicated in the national level. So he's now trying to let them know.
Exactly. Now this is just the side of the national reference to what he to his comment. That's what they translated, Mr. Elvis.
Okay, just the national implication.
All right. Okay. That's fine. Thank you. I have somebody on the backstage. A Patriotic Niger, please turn on your camera. Is the new rules on this platform. On the backstage, I need to see your face, so that our software can screenshot you down. Now your hand at the CEO. Now I see your face, madam. Good. So it's very, very important. Don't worry. Now let me see. Nobody else see your face. So turn it off before I put it on the screen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for following the rules. All right, my people, I would like to go on to the next person so that, because for me, I understand that we are fighting for our mandate, which is very, very, very important. But this one is extremely important. Very, very important. I know what when I talk so. He said Peter will be trying see where he did today. Even though we do him again and again and again, I saw it go still be. So anything to do with rerun. But una way they talk about rerun, make una begin to reject it from now. Or rerun, it go be as it gets. Anyway, let's move on. Not gonna be like say I can't talk with una go talk. I would like to call on the next person to talk to us.
Yeah, Mr. Me.
Oh, Black Panther. Okay, thank you. Black
I
Panther,
did.
please talk to us in 5
I did
minutes.
here.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you once again.
5
Before I
minutes.
move forward, I would like to give a brief, some brief touch to Mr. Alex.
You have some noise on your background, Black Panther.
Okay.
I did hear something from your background, but turn it up completely. Thank you. Oh yeah, go ahead. Talk to us, please.
Okay.
5 minutes, sir.
Okay, Alex. From my own analysis, I think Mr. Agbado wants to balance his cabinet by starting that way, because from the inception of Nigeria, from 1963, we've had about 20 Secretary of State, and the balancing is 9 from the north, middle belt 2, southeast 3, southwest 3, and south 3. So I think he's trying to balance it. I don't know. He's trying to balance it and trying to do some, because Akume is from the central. And I will go back to that pension stuff. The pension stuff, I come from that area. What they are saying, what Rufai is saying, it's absolutely the truth, but nothing but the truth. And who is engaging Rufai is not the small police officer. It is the big police officer, the commission from the position of the assistant commissioner of police, because these are the people that are going to be in charge of the pension board. They are the people going to be in charge. Let me give you an example. When my dad retired from the police officer, despite retired a high police officer ranking, before you can claim your pension, that's the lower rank. Before you can claim your pension, you will put a note. You write a note. It's just like a oath that you are going to give them 5% of what you are going to take the gratuity first before the pension. You are going to give them 20%, then they will collect 20%. Do you know that before you even collect your gratuity, some people lost they lost their life right there in the board where they are, because it's not close, it's close because my dad was a lecturer then in the college. We were just a stroll to, you can trek to the pension board there. Some people lost their life while waiting for their pension. They lost their life. And most of them that were, because they were working hand in hand with the civilian, while the commissioner of police was the head. And the head of the pension board there was the man from the north. So what they were doing business with those pension money. They were doing business with pension money, and they were collect those people that they lost their life. Most of them, their pension was taken and was pocketed. This was one of the reasons of what's his name? Obasanjo took that former IG, I won't mention him, all of you know his name. He took him off that position and now took him to court, the late IG. This was one of, because the money of the board, they were saying he added that money and used that money for his own self-aggrandizement. That is what the board that is being played. They are playing this board because the money that they put in pension, the police officers will take that money and invest that money, and they will tell them that their pension is not yet ready. Meanwhile, that money is accumulating for them. What Rufai is saying is just absolutely true. The people that are fighting is not the lower police people, it's not the lower ranking officer that are talking to Rufai. It is the higher ranking officer that are going to get the benefit. That because the small police officer knows about this. They are against them. They fought against them while they told OBJ what was happening that time. OBJ now went into it and saw that the IG was part and parcel of the cabal that was taking this pension money and siphoning to different businesses. After the interest, they will not bring it back. That was why you were having delay in pension, delay in gratuity. Now that they know what their money is, you can easily Google it and see it on the dashboard of your computer or your phone where your money is calculated. And Rufai said that they should be fighting for increment of their basic salary and not this pension stuff. Because when you have a high salary, it also automatically says that your pension will be high. So if you see that is elementary. So it is the higher ranking officers that are trying to send their tentacle down to Rufai. It is not the lower ranking officer. That by the wayside. I want to say one thing here. I will clock it down with the other. I want to say one thing. Why we are having all this problem? Or why we are having all this problem in Nigeria? And I would say Nigeria cannot be Islamatized. These are all rhetoric to siphon the resources of the country to their pocket. They cannot. It cannot be. Because if you look at the structure of Nigeria and you look at the numbers of ethnic groups, and you take that in River Niger to divide it, if each ethnic group recognizes itself the way Lagos is trying to do now, is recognize how will they force it down to the south? How will they force it down? If they force it, it automatically leads to what is called breakage of the country. There's no two way about it. It cannot be. Look, there are some things that can be forced into your throat. Nigeria is different from Turkey. Turkey is just one language, but two religion.
Thank you, Black Panther. Thank you. Your time is up. God bless you, sir. All right. Let me come back to the next person here. I would like to go to True Niger. True Niger, you have 5 minutes. Please talk to us, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to address some of the script that you read. You see how cunning the way he was reading it. You know, he was like, "Oh, we are standing by our words that we gave to the South that we're going to allow a Southerner become president." But at the same time, we strategically chose. So he said there was no way out because they chose somebody that is a Muslim. And then he went on to say he's not doing it for himself. So in other words, he's doing it for his religion, or obviously there's no other reason why he's doing it. And for that purpose alone is where he has an issue, because you can't make decisions based on religious divisions, whereby you want to endorse a candidate and you use that as a way of trapping them and say, okay, we've lived up to our own word. You see, this is one of the things you find with why many Southerners have issues with Northerners. Even if anybody that looks at Northerners, they tend to live by their words, which they do. If they will do it, but you have to be careful, because you heard him say it. He said we lived by our words, but what did you people do? You went and chose a Muslim from the south to come and represent you, and then you give them even more advantage. So that is the trick that they play, and this is why, you know, sometimes we in the south, what we do is that we tend to betray people openly. But why a Northerner will live by their word, but they will still outsmart you anyway, like a fox. And that is a clear case of it right there. And this is something that we in the South have to understand. This is why we tend to lose. It's almost like, oh, you feel that you are right, but you go to a court case, you keep losing, because you're not paying attention to details. Because that he will appear innocent from any point of view, because all he's doing is living by his own word. He even said it, that we gave our word, even if it's not in document, but God knows. How are you supposed to fault that? Then they chose somebody from the south. We gave them somebody that is this is Muslim, and we reap the consequences. And then he went on to tie it to what happens in his state, and that is where he really went far. He really went far beyond what he was supposed to be talking about, saying that they're going to do it in his state and all the rest. See, they are not going to come and defeat the country with a war. That is not. I think on that one, Black Panther is correct. They are not going to be able to do that. You can't. If they do that, they are going to lose just as much as the South. As a matter of fact, by the time we finish the war, the other people will come and claim the land. So they are not going to do that. The way they are going to do that is by numbers. If you are in democracy, it's going to happen by numbers. And this is why I keep saying we need to take power from the center and give it to the people themselves to be deciding on events and things that happen in their countries. And different parts of the country, different states, and different groups of people can represent themselves openly. Because if you give power to all these people, all these elites, they use it to divide us. You can see it in plain sight. He's inciting division among people and asking his followers to go through religion and see the benefit of choosing a religious person. This stuff is, to be fair, it's not only in Nigeria, it happens in America too. That's why they selected Trump, because of religion, because they wanted to remove abortion. This is the kind of stuff you have to learn how to sideline these people. I was having a debate with somebody in this thing earlier on regarding this, and I told him, you know, how do you think Rwanda got to where it got to? Rwanda has less than half the GDP per capita of Nigeria, but yet Rwanda seems to be doing better. How? Rwanda outlawed identification as a tribe. They outlawed it, and they fight against religious division with a venom. They destroy churches and they destroy mosques alike, because these things are instruments that they use to divide people. If we don't pay attention, people like Rufai have to be ostracized from society. Not only him, there are many people like that. North, south, east, west, they are there. And they are the ones that have been holding sway and dividing our nation. And this is what we've gotten. Rwanda came out of a genocide. And look at where they are today. Just by instituting these two major things. Outlaw tribes and religion. Keep them on the periphery, so that they don't come and divide the people anymore. If you keep the people together, even if you have little resources, you will still be fine. Even if you have, Rwanda doesn't have a lot, but look at how well they are doing. And that is what Nigeria needs. Somebody should mute their mic, please.
What?
Black Panther.
Sorry.
It's all right. So, yes, we just have...
time is up.
Yeah. It's 5 minutes now, isn't it? So we just have to fight against division, secure our country so that we don't bleed our wealth overseas. If you don't secure your country, you are basically working for other people that are secure. It's just that simple. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunaja. God bless you. Okay, let me move on to the next.
Let me know, Naija Watch.
Okay, now you say okay. All right.
Not be me.
Before
That is me.
never reach your turn at all. Please hold on, Mr. Edwin. Hold on, Mr. Edwin. Let me pick 2 calls. Sorry, Hello. Thank you very much, Madam Joy, for calling in. Good evening to you. Please talk to us. 2 minutes.
Hello, everybody, my people. God bless you, Mr. Niger Watch.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for your submissions. I just want to say I just called because of what Mr. Black Panther said about how they cannot Islamize Nigeria. This is what I have to say on that. It is not going to be like they are going to come, overtake, and then everybody's wearing hijab. But they are almost there. I think almost like 95%, the whole of Nigeria is Islamized. And please remember this. This is what is going on. This is a set of, we are dealing with darkness and light. They use everything available. Islamization is just these cabals using religion, using everything they have just to suppress, oppress, and bring the whole of Nigeria under their to bring them to subjection. And when you look at it, look at all the spheres, all the major places or major parastatals, everything. You see, it is Muslims that are there. Then now begin to think about it. The only reason why you see Kaduna that is being rubbled, that they have been serially deleting them, they are 50% Muslim Christian. So when you think about it, it's not because they are predominantly Muslim. It's because they have the capacity, they have been able to overwhelm them. And when they do this, now that we have...
Thank you, Madam. Your 2 minutes
so
is up.
bottom line, what I'm
seconds.
saying is, yes, Islamization is what is up. But God will help us. Please, let me say this before I hang up. The South, the predominant Christian, we need to fight back, please. With whatever you need to do to fight back and prevent this from happening, we have to do it.
Thank you. They are begging for offering. As we are talking now, they are begging for offering. All the pastors in the South, they beg for offering at tithe. Thank you. Let's move on to the next person. Hello, good evening to you.
Please, can I respond to her?
No. I'm picking calls.
I need to correct some things that is the mindset of people.
Please, sir. Somebody's talking on the phone. Hello, God's Power. Thanks for calling in. Talk to us. Good evening to you. You have 2 minutes.
Good evening, sir. Yes. Good evening, sir. I want to thank you, Mr. Edwin, and thank everybody that is agitating for truth. I just want to talk quickly based on this tribal bigotry and this religious differences that these people are inciting on us. Mr. Niger Watch, I want you to know one thing. You see, all those called men of God that they said they are imam and pastors, that they say they went for pilgrim and all these things. Just like Madam Rita said yesterday, these people, what they are really practicing Nigerians is not a real Muslim. I have a Muslim friend here. He told me one specific thing. He said a real Muslim will not see his people suffering and he's being happy. A real Muslim. He told me, this is a Nigerian. He told me that what most of all this Afar, this and all these things, all this Muslims leader, what they are doing in Nigeria, especially the ones in power, what they are practicing is oppression and suppression. They are not real Muslims. They are just deceiving themselves. Then going back to Khan, I'm sorry to say this.
You have 20 seconds.
Khan is like a society. They are not representing Christianity, to be honest. I'm telling you. So it shows that they are not for anyone called Christian in Nigeria. So, they don't care about us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chris, for calling in. Good evening to you, sir. You have only 2 minutes. Talk to us, sir.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. Mr. Chris, we can hear you. Good evening to you. You have 2 minutes. Talk to us.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Niger Watch, and thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this wonderful program.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Dublin. Mr. Niger Watch, you said Rufai is still working as a free man. Yeah, there are a couple of people that are still working as free men. And the first one is a certain Kabiru Sokoto who orchestrated the Christmas Day bombings in Kaduna. Also, the former Minister of Information, Isa Pantami, Minister of New Media, Digital Economy and New Media, Isa Pantami, is still working a free man. He even said more than what Rufai said. He said more than that. And during his screening, they said it was because he was a young man then. And the time he said those things, he was just like 30-something years. And they said he was a young man. That was why they forgave him. That one came out openly to support Boko Haram, and nothing was done to him. Now, I'll tell you some people that are not working freely. A certain Obadiah Melafia, who talked about this same El Rufai, who mentioned, he categorized everything El Rufai is saying today. Obadiah Melafia said it all, that this is the agenda of El Rufai. But Obadiah Melafia is not working a free man. Is gone. And the rest people that are not working free men are the obedient. We have been robbed of our victory because of this satanic agenda. That is why we were robbed of the victory and nothing more than that. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
God bless you, Mr. Chris. Thanks for your understanding with the time. Thank you, sir. All right, callers, that is all I'm going to take this evening. Okay, I would like us to move back to the top again. But before that, I would like to quickly take on this article here for you guys to see. FFK tweeted today to support Rufai. I would like to quickly take on this together so that we will understand where we are coming from. Please like and share. This is very, very important. Like I said, it's good we address it once and for all. Like and share, my people. Help us like and share. Let me start from here. I'm just trying to make it bigger on my end. I think it will be better for me. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. I'm also not the same for screen, but I'm just trying to make it bigger from here. Because the text too small with the struggle. Sometimes with the read them, not easy to see all this thing. Oh, you think that they get killed? Like, okay, I don't see the head.
I can't believe this guy is trying to justify that.
Okay, hold on.
I'm really trying to hold myself here.
Hold on. Let me quickly take this. Can somebody read it for me then if you can see it on the screen?
Let me read it. I can read it very well.
Okay, better. Please read it.
This is from Foolish Femi Fani Kayode. When Nasir El-Rufai, Bello Matawale, and Yahaya Bello took President Muhammadu Buhari to court and defeated him over the illegal and ill-fated cash grab / new notes policy, they were considered to be heroes and the entire world commended them. Yet, sadly today, simply because he made some comments about the Muslim ticket before a gathering of Muslim clerics in Kaduna State, he is being demonized and labeled as a religious bigot, a terrorist, a fascist, and an Islamist fanatic by mainly those who do not share his religious faith, who do not know him, who have never met him, and who are in a different political party to him. May God punish you.
Continue, please.
I know a religious bigot when I see one, and I assure you that Nasir El-Rufai is not one of them. Neither is he a Muslim fundamentalist, a terrorist, a fascist, or a jihadist. If he were any of these things, he would not be my friend. See who is talking, and brother. And I would be the first to openly oppose and condemn him to Fiakwa. If he were any of these things, he would attract my contempt rather than have my respect. God. Oh God. We worked closely together when we were in President Olusegun Obasanjo's cabinet many years ago, and we worked closely together during the presidential campaign for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I know him very well indeed. Aye! God. Where's the hellfire? God, increase the heat. Increase the heat for people like...
Continue.
Oh, there is more, eh? Hey, God. He is a down-to-earth, practical, pragmatic politician who speaks his mind boldly, who is deeply calculating and courageous, who knows and understands the game of thrones and the art of acquiring and wielding power very well, who has no fear of his adversaries, and who is determined to do whatever it takes to win. These are all the virtues and not vices. The reason many denigrate him is basically out of envy and because he has proved over and over again that he is far smarter than them. Yet, love him or hate him, I will tell you this. Had it not been for him, Matawale and the northern governors of the APC, there would have been no power shift to the south. Oh God. The presidency would have remained in the north, and Atiku, not Asiwaju, would be the president today.
Yeah, continue. The last one.
Again, oh God, have mercy. Again, had it not been for him and Metawale, the cabal in the villa that backed, empowered, protected, and encouraged Godwin Emefiele and his Agbo mafia. He's being tribalistic here. Can you see? And
He's
that
always
works.
tribalistic.
And that worked so hard to stop Asiwaju from winning the election would have prevailed. And of course, that is why all the forces of hell gathered together to ensure that Metawale lost his seat as governor of Zamfara. That is the price that he had to pay. Those that insist on launching a crusade, igniting a religious war, and assuming the worst about El Rufai today simply because of his comments about religion in politics of Kaduna State would do well to consider all this as they continue in their asinine behavior and insidious tomfoolery. If there are people that ought to be regarded as the true heroes of the struggle to make Asiwaju president, El Rufai and Matawale must be amongst them. My God. Oh.
That's it. That is the statement.
Why can't this please obedience, spiritual knocks and slaps be directed to that man?
That is the statement from
he
this
did
man.
not even address the real point.
No,
he did not. This is the evil.
What is the use? Or it's just waffle?
Blood suckers. They suck blood. I cannot understand how a human being can stand and defend the undefensible.
I'm so disappointed when I saw it on Twitter today. Earlier this afternoon, I was like, Jesus.
Mr. Naija Watch.
Disappointment is an understatement.
Mr. Naija Watch.
What he's done is even worse than what the El Rufai
Mr.
had
Naija
done.
Watch.
That is why they can say
all
Christians.
Right.
They don't say Christian finish. She's not a Christian. FFK
yes,
is not
hold
a
on.
Christian.
Everybody hold on. We are always moving to the direction of their statement. See, we got to learn how to pick words and know what the game that they are playing. There is one word that I pick out of there, which is the title and the ball game they are playing. And El Rufai is going deeper. The man stated that we should understand, he understands the game of throne.
Okay.
That is what they are playing. Don't forget about this riffraff talk they are talking. It is the game of throne.
All right.
That is it.
See, it's not just about Game of Thrones. What he has done is that he's undermined that is the issue.
Let me move on. Thank you. We are working your time now. Mr. Edwin, please.
So when Black Panther is talking, he didn't say anything.
No.
Thank you very much, Naija Watch. Like I have said before now that Rufai message is just to the judges. in the tribunal. And with what we are hearing again, he has reinstated it, and this man is supporting him. This message, and I want to clear one thing to everybody this night. If anybody thinks they are happy that they said they are using Muslim, let me tell you one thing, why this thing is going on now. And why they are trying to release this video is to send a message to the judge over there. And the second thing again, they are worried because they knew that taking Muslim ticket was most make them to lose that election to Peter Obi.
Sorry.
And then they now use the power of the incumbent to now seize that power by force. And now the election result is going accurately the way it's supposed to go. The real secret and the truth is now coming out. What would they now do? This message from Rufai now have to come out to send a direct message and indirect message to the judges who are also Muslims. What if you see it from any other angle, you are seeing it that way, that is your own view. But this is my own eyes. They now knew they lost this election to Peter Obi because of their Muslim ticket. And now, coming to that, they now use the incumbent power to seize the power and give it to their man. Now that the case is also in court, the fact is coming out beyond what they think can come to the surface. Now, what do? We have to send message to our brothers who are over there. I will tell you one thing. Maybe Tinubu and co must have asked them now to talk to their brothers. They must have also called him, maybe on telephone or whatever. But this message is already clear that this is the agenda why Tinubu must not lose. We've got our brother from the north, and this one is another man from southwest. So we've wanted to go like that. We decided to make it like that, and now this Muslim case is not taking that government from us, but we have to hold it because it's our own government now that's in power. Our party is in power. If we lose this thing to Christian Labour Party, we might be having serious problem. But this is my own take about it. Rufai, whichever way you see it, if the Christians are not worthy of becoming the president of Nigeria, like people are trying to now put it to the out there to the surface, you know what? People should also refuse taking the oil from the Christian South area. Use what you have from the southwest and what you have in the north to run your economy and survive your people. You cannot accept the Christian brothers to come in and rule this country, but you can take what is the natural resources from them. The most people that is stealing, doing bunkering in Nigeria is your top people. 80% of them is your top people. The Southerners have been quiet for the simple fact that they want to coexist. Not that people, there are people that think far more than you people think. But don't always think the Southerners, because of their simple coexistence spirit, they are fools. No. This thing, people will see it as a Muslim thing. Since yesterday, I have been hinting on this point that this is a message they are sending out to the judges. So, if we want to really make these people to know we are not fools, it's time we start spelling out to them. Why are you people holding the Igbos, the Easterners? Why are you people holding them up? You are holding them up because if they break, you are not sure that oil will remain in the southwest. That's the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, Mr. Adrian. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, I'll move on to the next person. Let me call on I have someone that is new here, patriotic. So I'll come back to you. Let me go to Alaba. Mr. Alaba, please use your 5 minutes now.
Yeah, but I'm surprised why all of you are surprised at what is coming out of the mouth of Fani Kayode. He's a fool. Excuse my language. I mean, he's one of them. He's only telling us, that once that the truth comes out regarding Obi winning, that they're gonna play the Game of Thrones with us. They're gonna do a do or die. They're gonna resist, and we'll see how that goes. I don't take anything coming out of his mouth serious. Nobody should. He is what he is. Stomach infrastructure like the rest of them. A bigot, a tribalist. That's what he is. And just the key point I picked from it was what Black Panther said. That letting us know they're playing the Game of Thrones. And in the Game of Thrones, you either win or you buy. So they want to buy on it because we'll wait. We are on the side of truth. So as long as the truth comes out in the courts, then the public opinion will sway, and all this noise they are making, then they themselves will realize that all the assumed power they think they have because they have just used their incumbency power, they will see that it's not there. So we just have to pray that the court results comes out, particularly the numbers. The people have to see that Obi, because it's still hard for some people to believe that Obi won. They're still standing on the fence because of the numbers got to come out. Just like BBC brought out Rivers, it has to be out by these judges, like this state, this guy won, this state, and then nature will take its course. All these people don't have any power. Don't let them threaten you. They are in their dying days. They're grasping for here. They know they are sinking. So they're desperate. So I agree, they're sending signals to the judges. I agree. But like I said, the weight of evidence, the chair broke when that fat man sat on it, the weight of evidence. So they are in their dying days. This is expected. Obi has already told us. You're going to hear more war stuff from these people, more gimmick. Just take it with a light of salt, stay focused, and the light we will win. Good will win over evil, no matter what. Thank you. I yield for others to speak.
God bless you, Mr. Alaba. God bless you. But to me, Mr. Shooks Obibweze would like to talk to us on the phone. But before that, to me, with the desperation that we are seeing right now, they've done everything possible to make sure that Peter Obi will not win this. Not only means that Peter Obi will not win this election, a Christian can never be in that place. Or I don't know what they're doing. Okay, now my question is, because whenever I come up with something like this, it's good we think about it. What is the level of security of Mr. Peter Obi at this particular moment? Is security matters, because these people are desperate. They can go any length the way I'm seeing it. Mr. Shooks Obibweze, thank you very much, sir. Please, good evening to you. Talk to us. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Najawat. Yeah, everybody has spoken about. Let us not make mistake that they are not coming to Islamize. Islamization does not mean they're going to come to your house and conquer you. No, it's for them to remain in power. When you are powerless, that is it. That is exactly what they've been playing. And this is the card now. They seem, just like the last speaker said, they seem that they're losing it. So they're fighting in all angles. Look at what for food just wrote. That can tell you that, unless we start fighting these people, because I don't know how the likes of Tunaja is blaming ordinary Nigerians when the institutions are holding tight, except something great, the revolution that we use our PVC to do. That is the only thing. And if they refuse, we do the real revolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Okay, let me come
back
back
to blame Nigerians now.
Hold on, please. It's okay. It doesn't matter. For me, I don't notice when to blame any Nigerians, to be honest. But that's fine. Let's just move on. I would like to call on the next person now. Let me go to Patriotic Niger. Thank you very much for joining us. Unfortunately, I'm only going to give you 5 minutes. But please manage it. Talk to us, man. Good evening to you. Okay, Patriotic Nigeria, it looks like you're not available. Oh, okay. Hello,
I'm
can you
here.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. Talk to us 5 minutes.
Okay, everybody, good evening and good morning. And once again, I've heard and then I listened to the articles. It's quite a shame that we have people like Rufai still in this country. We have to understand that what they're doing, like somebody just said, this is a stomach infrastructure. And stomach infrastructure means that they're willing to say and do anything in order to survive. So, and they can use religion, they can use whatever in order to keep the people down. And also somebody said something with regards to true Muslims don't like to see their people suffer. It's not just true, whether Muslim or not. If you're a true citizen of Nigeria, any citizen of any country, you don't want to see your people suffer. So the question, and I beg to ask the question, so who are those people? Who are these people that are seeing their fellow Nigerians suffer? Who are these people that want to use religion and try to put us down? Who are these people that think that power belongs to them? Now, if we can identify this group of people that subjugates us and just gives us trickle, either in the north or in the south, whatever they feel like giving, they give to you. If we can identify them, why is it that we can't say, okay, we know your game. We're going to use communication. We're going to use information. We're going to appeal to the masses. We're going to use the power of numbers to get these people out, to make them inconsequential. Now, that started kind of this election. But still, we need to put certain things in place so that these people cannot win. So we not have people like Fani Kayode that tries to empower the minds of the people. And how can we do this? We can start having newspapers called obedient newspaper to educate, inform our people. We can, like I said last time, we can also start organizing people to run elections. We can also try to put up billboards to run and say, okay, what does it mean to be, when you go through those billboards and see the ads, what does it mean to be a citizen of Nigeria? We need to start getting into the minds of our people. Because if we get into the minds of our people, then they will not have any ear listening to them. And then we have to make sure that we let them know that everything is not about money. But then on the other hand, you say, when somebody's hungry and somebody tells them this, and then somebody, an allergy comes to someone and tells them something about Christians, why wouldn't they listen? When there's stomach infrastructure. So their obedience, God has brought all of us for a purpose. And we need to seize this opportunity to start putting things in place, to fight back, to push back, and make these people inconsequential. And like somebody said, the guy in the vehicle, their days are numbered. But we just don't let them. We got to stay firm and put things in place to push back so that we don't have people like El Rufai. Because his statement is very inflammatory. And somebody, like if we had a newspaper, the editor would have said something against it and counter it. But they're running the newspaper. And that these people are not citizens. So with the citizens, we need to do something, which we are doing now, but I believe we need to do more and more and more. So I yield for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. God bless you for coming in, and thanks for your wonderful submission. All right, I would like to go to give us a mandate. Give us a mandate. Give me your final 5 minutes. Okay, you are not there. I'll move on to the next person because of time. Let me go back. Let me go to, okay, the other person on the panel right now. Okay, I don't want to call on Madam Patricia anymore. I guess she's, let me just let her be. Okay, let me go to Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex, Mr. Alex will talk to us in 2 minutes. Then I'll give Black Panther 2 minutes, to Niger 2 minutes, and Busy Bridge 2 minutes. to give to round up, then we round up the show. Mr. Alex, 5 minutes.
Okay. I will continue to be honest. I'll continue to be straightforward. The country is not working. The country apparently is a fraud. It has been made obvious by the elections, the presidential elections, where beavers were switched off by the northern oligarchy. So the country is not for everybody, obviously. So let's not fool ourselves. Let's not fool Nigerians. These are human beings. They've been deprived of everything, deprived of security, deprived of everything. The constitution is a fraud, like I've always said. So you have to trace your history back and start agitating to go back to your roots. There's a movie called Roots. People trace their roots. Americans are using DNA machine to trace their roots. It's not a crime. Catalonia want to leave from Spain. Find a way out, because these guys are not ready to do anything. In spite of all the billions they've been stealing in dollars, there is no one state in the east, in the north, in the south, in the west that is like Dubai or London. So in spite of all the billions, in spite of all the trillions they've been looting, no one state has a world-class policing system or a world-class medical system, a world-class education system. Rather, they lie to us that they are religious and they forbid Western things from those in Nigeria, and they take their children to the Western world. So who are you fooling? So thank God, a lot of us are smart. We have thousands of young people like me, like you on this platform. You are smart. You know where you come from. You know who you are. Know thyself. Know the son of who you are. So with the way they are treating Peter Obi right now, I dare to say I'm not a Nigerian. I'm an Edo son from the ancient Benin Kingdom. With the way they've run the country, I dare to say I'm not a Nigerian. Nigeria is a fraud. It's a lie. It exists in the mind of the poor. And it only exists when it's time to borrow money, when it's time to do selective judgments. Don't come and bully me with international body will come and benefit. What have the leaders been? They've been benefiting all these years. I don't have 4 years to give to them to come and invade my land again. It will not happen. So I know Nigeria is a lie, is a fraud. Look at Rufai. What he has said now, the Kanu did not say half of it. They went after him up to Kenya. Rufai is still moving around. Deborah was taken out, broad daylight, no arrest. Those who took her out are still walking scot-free. So the a whole Kaduna railway train, Abuja Kaduna railway train was kidnapped with 960 passengers. A lot of lives were taken. People paid their family members with billions of naira. And close to the federal capital territory, the government is organizing the kidnapping of their citizens under the same party. So Nigeria is a lie with what they've demonstrated with the Peter Obi denial. The way they've told us now that nobody from a certain part of the country can aspire to be a president. So capital detrimental to the One Nigeria project. I reject it. I renounce it. I'm not Nigerian. I will never be Nigerian unless justice is done to Peter Obi's mandate. Obi is the only thread. Obi gave me hope, and that's what I've always told you. I hate Nigerian politics. I will never want to do it. But Obi made me become a Labour Party person, card carrying member, because with what we've been saying since 1999, it's been the same story, the same money missing, the same fake contract. Look at the Nigerian aviation industry. They brought an aeroplane. Now they are not confessing that it was a fraud. 139 billion naira spent on that, inauguration of the Nigerian Airways, and now it's a fraud. House of Rep declared it a fraud.
Nobody's in prison yet, right?
Yes, up to now. And you come and tell me to be civil. Let's not tear it down. When they've torn the future of my children down already, with loans upon loans from China. With loans upon loans. For me, if you are a surrogate, you are working for your money. You can come in any guise, you can come in any name. It's your business. With what they are doing to Obi right now, that means my son, my daughter can never be a president in Nigeria. So I will never ever support that one Nigeria project. We should revisit amalgamation. It was a document that was forcefully signed. We should do it peacefully, or we can do it in any way. Who want to benefit, let them benefit. They've been doing it since. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alex. Your time is over. Okay, Madam Busy Brace, I'd like you to just say a little, 2 minutes, or just say pass. Okay, yes.
How can I pass, Oga Elvis?
I don't know why he did.
My mouth must
Yeah, sorry. Can I ask a question, please?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I think you mentioned just Alex to Niger and then Madam Busy Brain, right? So others are not talking, or how?
I called you, you don't answer.
Okay, go ahead then. No worries. Go ahead.
Yeah, do
No,
you
you can
want?
go ahead before me if you
No,
want.
I called him just now. He didn't answer.
No,
So
go
it was
ahead.
the first
Don't
I
worry.
called
Just go
before
ahead.
Alex. So I'll get back to him. Go ahead, Madam Busy Brace. 2 minutes.
Yeah, somebody said that I want to add my voice to.
2 minutes, oh.
Somebody said that it's not all. Muslims will not subscribe to what Mr. El Rufai said. And there is this man who even posted his picture. His name is Malam Jabir. He categorically condemned it, and he says he's a proud Muslim and that there is nowhere where they are taught to maltreat or cheat a non-Muslim. And what Mr. El Rufai demonstrated in his speech was to say that they cheated. He did indicate that they cheated, because what he was saying is that they lied to people to get Tinubu in power. Now, let me go to that. If Oga CFs was here, he will remind me, the chameleon. There used to be this thing that is flying around. Honestly, FFK is that describes him so well. I need to look for it and bring it so that Oga Elvis, you can be putting it from time to time. That man is personified non grata. When they say personified non grata, that is him. You don't need to go and read it up. That is him. He is morally bankrupt. His morals are non-existent. This man will do anything. As far as I'm concerned, El Rufai has said what he has said. Yeah? But for FFK to come and gloss it over and gaslight us and take out and direct us in a different direction, to take away this thing from this man, he is even worse than the El Rufai. Because it is people like him who says he's a Christian. Small time now, he'll come and be reading vast chapters.
All right, thank you, Madam Busy Brace. Thank you.
Oh, okay, Elvis, this is your 2 minutes.
Yes, I know. Yeah, you know, we're supposed to get 2 minutes again. You don't talk your 5 minutes.
I miss 5 minutes too.
No, I don't give. You don't use your 5 minutes already.
No, 8 minutes you give me. I don't use 5 minutes. I don't use my 5 minutes.
No, I give you. Okay, go ahead. Use 5 minutes then. Use 5 minutes.
Thank you. You see, it's good to talk. So this man, what basically what he has done was to try and create another narrative and looking for who to blame, sending us down that divisive route again that Mr. Tunaja is always talking about. And I think Mr. Tunaja says a lot of points that I concur with. You know, these people are trying to knock our heads. While this man went down the route of Islam, he was being a religious bigot. This FFK has come with a dimension of tribal bigotry. So you can see where the two of them are coming in. And at the end of the day, trying to divide us. We need to wake up and be wise to their antics. This is just a handful of them, 1% of them, toying with our lives like that. We need to wake up and be wise. It is not there is Islamizing Nigeria. Let me sit and tell you, as an indigene of Plateau State, where we've been battling this for a long time, they have not been able to erode us because we are not moving an inch. They've succeeded in getting a local government. And what they are now doing is infiltrating the villages, the surroundings, just like what they are doing in southern Kaduna, trying to kill the people from the villages and then institute
Please,
their
that
own.
word you just used, that K word is forbidden, please. Totally forbidden. We don't even accept sorry about it anymore.
Take it back.
Please.
Thank
you.
I was, you know, the way they buy people, that is their own way of encroaching. But it is about time we all wake up. We wake up to the antics, because the British knew what they were doing when they handed power to them. Because the Hausa man and the British man typically are similar in mind and similar in operation. They are very, very calculating, very, very, they are patient, and also they are very, very cunning, very cunning.
Thank you, Madam Busy Brady. Very will remain for his side. Tomorrow you finish the very.
Let me just leave it here, because if I continue now, you go stop me and I will lose my.
We'll continue.
They find trouble. They find trouble. Can't be the very.
Madam Busy Brady, may I give you message? Maybe give your people for house.
No message. No message, sir. No, I don't have time. Please, no message. Thank you. Let me move on to Naija. Your 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave him FFK, but clearly he thought he was coming to try to polish the image of Rufai. But what he ended up doing, in my mind, is cement it. Because, you know, it's one thing to say somebody is it's a buffoon that is saying divisive things and he made mistakes. But it's another thing to tell us that this person is extremely capable and, you know, a Game of Thrones kind of person that's capable of doing this stuff. The truth is, I already came to that conclusion. That's why I highlighted some of the things Rufai had already done in the country. So, but what he's just done is painted that Rufai is extremely capable and extremely dangerous when he uses that capability for such divisive endeavors. So he's not, if he thinks he's making it any better, for people that are discerning, he's not. He's just made it worse. If he had come out and say, oh, everybody just a buffoon, he doesn't know what he's doing, and maybe he would he would even try. He won't convince me, but that would have been better than to come out and say the guy is extremely capable and now he's talking about religious division. That's more dangerous. And that is more reason why we have to be worried that people that are this powerful and capable are talking like this. We shouldn't have these people should be in the periphery of society. They are the people that make noise and people like, oh, why are you listening to him? That's how it should be. And for this nation, if we want to move forward, we have to set these people aside. This type of stuff that we act as if breaking and fighting each other is going to solve it. It's not. We've done it before. We've done it. Remember? That's where we were when we got enslaved and colonized. You know, I don't understand why people just think that going back in time is going to solve the problem.
All right.
When we are in the age of quantum computing and this in AI and people going to Mars and all the rest of it, this is a different time. The challenges of this century has to be met by people that understand what it takes, and what it's going to take is for us to come together and fight for our survival. Because what we are facing now is an existential threat.
Thank you.
Make no mistake about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, to Naija. Okay, Black Panther, your 2 minutes now. All these 2 minutes are going to give on go pay me put, because none of you deserve. You know, I ought to give you now.
Don't start now. Your level don't start now. Don't they try to beg God? Now I beg you to beg us now.
I beg. We'll keep on 2 minutes. Thank you.
You see, I want to debunk all. Look, that's why I say analysts, you need to make your research.
2 minutes.
Yeah, you need to make your research. Never start that.
I hope he's counting though, because he keep back.
I am seeing it on the wall. Don't worry. Tonight I leave and they watch him out and I look at the watcher. We have to make our research. When we make our research, we have to dig into line by line what the message they're giving out, what it means. That is why when you were reading all those shenanigans stuff, I just pick one line. It's a Game of Thrones, and you cannot exist. You cannot say you want to do Islamatization without not having partnership from the southwest or south or southeast. This country is a big country. If you are seeing it from one angle, you are not going to history. If we wanted to be Islamatized, it would have been Babangida era. Babangida was resisted for more than 8 years and he was booted out. Then a civilian is telling you to your face that he's going to do it. That is daring the power of the people and the sovereignty of the nation. Nigeria is not to Turkey. Turkey is two states. We have the Christian and the Muslim, and we have one language. They can easily do that. But when you have a multi-ethnic group, it is not matter of saying you're going to do it for 10 years, you're going to do it. That is what PDP said, that they're going to rule you for 30 years before anybody will come in. It's the same rhetoric, the same people, the same party that are giving the same rhetoric, but only the dimension is going is using Islamatization to scare you and put your mind in one cocoon so that you'll be scared and you'll be forcefully do. If you revoke, they will oppress you. They are after your resources and nothing else. Get this into your mindset and read statement when it's being said. Don't go according to how people are going, but study the statement and do your research.
Thank you.
And know who is a Nigerian and what Nigeria means and define.
Thank you.
Simple.
Thank you, Oga Black Panther. Your wife, they call you. Go and sleep, sir. Thank you. You know, let's move on to the next person.
Are they here?
All right. Let me see. I'll give Mr. Alaba 2 minutes as well.
Okay. Thank you. So, Nigerians, stop calling ourselves Nigerians. We are Nigerians, but we have no citizenship. That's number one.
2 minutes, though.
2 minutes. Yeah, we have no citizenship. We have every aspect of the society has failed. Academia, health, judiciary, everything has failed. The country is in coma right now. Coma. And a revolution started about a year ago. The voting revolution, thanks to technology. And the oppressors are in their dying time. So they are trying with their usual technique of killing it with their religious and ethnic sentiment, that is Islamization and tribalism. Now, whether this country that is in coma survives or it goes straight into the grave will be determined by whether the judiciary, the last stand, dance naked. If they do, the country goes into pie. If they don't, the revolution is succeeding. It's the beginning. I want to end with this Yoruba proverb for you all. Ọ̀la inú ọ̀la ń dùn pé èní ń lọ láì mọ̀ pé òun náà ń bọ̀ wá di àná. Meaning that tomorrow is joyous, that today is living, not realizing that he himself is about to become yesterday. My people, the truth would win. We win. All these evil people, satanic people, they would all become yesterday. Just watch, be still, and see that God is God.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alaba. To be honest, I'm really enjoying your submission and I'm learning from you. And I agree with you. Yes, nothing lasts forever. Thank you very much. Nothing lasts forever. This is the time. This is the time. No matter what they're going to do, this is the time. Okay, give us a mandate. If you're there, please talk to us, sir. Your 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think I'm good. You can you can donate my minutes to Mr. Alaba or somebody else. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Edwin. Mr. Edwin, don't sleep. More, you go ahead. More, we don't sleep. Let's move on.
Why you don't say I sleep?
Mr. Edwin, for your pretense, you don't sleep now.
You want to behave like a Falika Yode now.
No. Okay, talk to us at 2 minutes. Now give us a use.
Madam, make I first give you your message first. You see, if those people, if they disturb you for your village side, send message give your people for Jos. Tell them say may they go grant a lot of powder pepper, or may they go grant the stuff, may they spread that for farm. You see that animal that they carry go up, and if he better making chopper, once he inhale all those things, then all of them will perish.
What is
So
that
that's why he
snuff?
could that pepper or snuff. They will just spread off inside farm. Once those animals enter the chopper, once they inhale them, then
Snuff
all
now,
that 30 minutes
snuff
they
now
don't
tobacco
go.
now, right? Snuff now tobacco, right?
Yeah. Other 30 minutes they go, all of them will lie. And that's why you go chase the one for that area. Because anyway, you go make that the animal not survive, they only 1 year.
That's a good idea.
Snuff or pepper. Once they put nose, when they chop them, when they chop all those crops, they go heal them better, but you don't go. So that's one I for those people own. My brothers and sisters, I thank all of you now for waiting on the for Nigeria.
How many snuff you go spray for farm now?
My brother, if you are desperate, you need to change these people out. You go do one. I don't want to mention area where they don't do that. You see, that they go like that, like say that my mouth and I fall there. Don't forget. There are some deep villages for my side where those things don't they try them again because they don't know anything that happened to them.
10 seconds.
Don't forget. No, Naja was make give another person. No, Naja I want partner message to my sister.
For 2 minutes.
Okay, 5 seconds. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, let's have my 2 minutes.
No, you no be you use yours now, guy.
Now 5 minutes you give me now from my old time that year now. Now 16 minutes. You can't keep on. I try to remind you. I don't say you don't know. It's true.
Okay.
It's 25%. Yes, now it's compulsory. You win FCT. This is my own Abuja now. I'm winning it. So, thank you. What I'm saying is that
INEC officials now. What for now?
Let me start. I just start the time already.
I beg, go sleep.
So, thank you, everybody. Yes, we must not all agree, but we are one. If you have brothers and sisters at home, una not able to agree, self. So, I will never encourage people. I will never tell people to lead or to move blindly. No, never. Before they fix the fraudulent Nigeria constitution, defend yourself. If anything happens to you, nobody will even say it on the news. You will be like, dust. You just go away like that. Only your family members, if you have any. So in that light, in a desperate situation, desperate, measures are needed. With the madness of Rufai and his group, in the principles of security, you don't take any threat lightly. You don't do that. That's one of the principles of the CIAs and the FBI of America. They don't take it lightly. Either they engage you peacefully or they wait for you violently. So for me, Christianity is not foolishness. Christians invaded our continent and shared it among themselves. And they gave us Bible and they gave us colonialism. So open your eyes. Jesus' disciples, one of them had something. When he was being taken out, somebody had something. So you must defend yourself. Protect yourself. There is time for everything. So I'm not saying you should go out and fight. If anybody crosses your territory, defend yourself. This is my point. Nigeria is a lie. It's a fraud. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Alex. Okay. The last person I would like to offer 2 minutes is Patriotic Niger. If you still have anything to say at all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I sure do. For me, as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is like a pyramid. On top, Western world. In the middle are the Northern oligarchy. Then the other people are at the bottom are the people that are trying to play each other, either using tribalism, religion, or stomach infrastructure. Now, it's a shame that the point is the one controlling. We can turn it around and get the people at the bottom on top by, like what I said before, what we're doing now. But like Mr. Alex said, just because you're trying to be together, like True Nigeria is saying, and I'm agreeing with him, that doesn't mean you should fold your hands. You should also be fighting back. But we can't allow them to reduce us to nothingness, by making us smaller and smaller. Like my sister from Plateau said, that they're neighbors. That doesn't stop them from getting to you. What are they looking for? They're looking for the resources that their masters want them to control. So even if you run away from them, they're going to try to get to you one way or the other. This is the technology age. So why is it that we don't turn? I was talking to my husband, and it's like, why do we have to run from them? We should push them away from Nigeria. We should just make sure that they don't exist anymore in Nigeria. So for me, we should not allow those very few people to subjugate us. We should do any and everything and use different resources to fight back. So they're the pyramid for now, but we can turn it around and become the ones that are truly, truly citizens of Nigeria. But whilst doing that, we need to protect ourselves in any legal way possible. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Patriotic Nigeria. This is the end of the broadcast. I want to appreciate everybody that have joined us today. May God bless every one of you, all my panelists. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you very much for coming.
Nigeria, what can I just say? Special greetings to Nigeria was and busy. The Patriotic Nigeria and Busy Breast. I think their contributions are quite sound, and I have to just admit that.
Nigeria Watch, please can I just greet Black Panther? His contribution is very, very lovely. And yes, Black Panther, I salute you. I thank you so much for your
What's wrong with Alex? Come on.
Thank you.
Alex,
Thank you.
What is wrong with Alex?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I don't know what the Black Panther. In fact, I know what I'm going to do. Black Panther, Alex, and the two Nigeria for this platform now. Now, God bless every one of you. Thank you for coming in. We'll continue to do what we're doing, to have a new Nigeria. We need it. Everybody needs it. It doesn't matter where you reside. It doesn't matter the level of education you have today or the amount you have in your account. We need a new Nigeria. We need our country back. A lot of us are stuck in abroad right now just because we don't have a home we can call our home. Yes, we are only deceiving ourselves. Even some of us that travel back home, you cannot even live in your house. You end up living in the hotel. You build a house of 50 million naira, 40 million naira. Even some of you spend 100 million naira building a house. When you visit Nigeria, you go to the hotel. Your family members are not living in your house. Your younger brother get married and start having children, have 300 children in your house that you labored for, all because of insecurity. Listen, guys, the situation that we are right now, if you think that we are doing this for selfish reasons, or we are doing it for selfish gain, or we are doing it for any reason that comes through your mind, I want you to refrain, to return your step back, to know that we are doing this for every one of us. We go nowhere if we cannot sort the situation in Nigeria out. We're just going to remain like this. Probably, if we miss this opportunity, probably it might just be like this forever. Remember, in most cases, we think that, our life, day, now time, day, and all that. Listen, life is short. It's short. If I ask you to think back now, last 10 years, what were you doing? And if you come back again and think about today, say, wow. So it's already over 10 years since I did that. That is it. And the next 10 years from now might also look far away from you. Trust me, before we finish this broadcast right now, you'll be surprised that 10 years already reached here. Let's have a new Nigeria now. Nigeria must be better in our time. Thank you very much, everybody that came in. For those of you that could not come in, understand with us, we only have 10 spots. It's all about first come, first serve, but we now have more strict policy now on this platform. So, and I really want to thank every one of you that is complying to these rules. Some people came in today, they didn't comply, so I didn't let them in at all. Since you did, if you refuse to comply with the rules behind the stage, you will not be accepted to the screen. That's how it works. To be honest, the people I know, I will even prefer them to be here with me rather than if you are new and you don't want to comply with the rules, then Oga, madam, you don't need to come. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. And for comment section, I appreciate you, mother of all mommy diaspora. Thanks for all you're doing for us. We love you. And I want to appreciate Tony Africa, Abe, Johnny, thank you very much. God bless you all. Michael Ganemaro, thank you very much. Prince Akwashi, thank you very much. And Chris Dublin, I can see you right there. Thank you. Portia Gina, thank you. Namo Plati, trust me, you really engaged the comment section today. I want to thank you for that. Thank you very much. God bless you. I want to thank Eva Line and many more right there on the comment section. Then I'd like to appreciate Madam Irene. Thank you very much. Martina Basui TV. Thank you. And I appreciate every one of you that is genuinely here with us to achieve a new Nigeria. Thank you very much for those of you that financially supported us today. May God bless you all. I really do appreciate you all. I'm not taking none of you for granted. I know that it's not easy to make money. So if you drop £1, $1 for us on this platform, I want you to know from my heart, I appreciate every single penny that you give to me here on this platform every day. Thank you very much, my people. Once again, permit me to say good night and bye for now.
Anybody? Anybody? Mo ló ń fọlú, ó gbà mí bó ṣe rí mi láti kíníṣí. Délé mo ló ń fọlú, ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀. Délé o.